Good day, mates. We are the outset. I'm Haikal, Manchester United supporter.
Wagwan, Mary, Liverpool, you'll never walk alone.
Hi guys, Ish. I'm a Balestier Khalsa supporter.
Woo!
Good.
Hi
Now we have,
guys, what's up? Mithran, Arsenal from the top of the league.
Oi,
Wah,
Wah,
sian sia,
rabak.
listen to this song.
Walau.
Let's end this
Just
episode
say-
right now.
Can we kick him out?
Let's just
Anyway,
end this
guys,
episode right now.
I'm Nitin. Spurs fan and Woodlands Wellington fan as well.
Ooh.
Woodlands
It's been a while,
Wellington.
mates.
Nice.
So we will be
Welcome to
covering
GW11.
S League this week. The S League action. so Meat is just back from his Europe trip. I think
Nice.
when did you
Welcome
come back?
Meat.
Yesterday, is it?
Thanks, boys. Yes, I landed at about 3-4 p.m. yesterday. So yeah, it's been a day since I've been back.
Before we touch more on this week's episode, you went to catch the Arsenal game, the Champions League game, right away. How was the experience, man?
So I went to watch the Arsenal Slavia Prague game at Prague actually. So I somehow managed to get tickets to sit with the away end, and I've sat with the home end before. That means at Emirates, right? I've gone to the Emirates before. Luckily, I've been there. But I'm telling you guys, the away end is different gravy. It's different gravy. Those guys after a while, I was like, what are these guys on? They did not sit throughout the 90 minutes they were standing. Throughout the 90 minutes, they were singing and singing and singing. It was unbelievable. And Prague, Slavia Prague and Czech is one of those countries where the stadiums actually allow drums to go in. So there was drums, there was vocals, there was music. It was like carnival. It was really so good. And I really enjoyed it because at the Emirates usually it's very quiet. It's like it's everyone is seated. It's like you're watching a
Boring,
movie.
right?
It's boring. It's really boring. Like, to be honest, I'll be honest, bro. Even though it's my favorite thing, I got to accept it. It's boring because a lot of times when I go there, I'm like, where's the singing? Where's all the chants I watch on Twitter, on Instagram, and everything? But here, I heard so many songs, and some songs I don't even know what is the song. So it was that insane. So yeah, and to cap it off, it was a good, convincing 3-0 win, and yeah, it was really nice lah. So moving forward, I think away end is the end to be at lah. It was Limbs lah. It was Limbs.
Nice. But so Matt,
yeah.
can I just ask me something?
Yeah.
Do you? I saw your story. Do you tell Robbie about us to watch us?
Yeah, okay, another thing. Yeah, so I saw Robbie, right? So I told Robbie that I told him, hey, well done, and you inspire so many people all around the world, and even myself, me and my group of friends, we're doing a small podcast, and we are doing it in Singapore and everything. And he was like, oh yeah, keep going at it. The start will be difficult, and also, yeah, shout out Robbie lah. He told about that.
Start will be difficult, but if you never follow us, for what?
Yeah.
Bloody hell, bum that Robbie. but I understand, like you were saying, right? The Emirates usually can be a bit boring and quiet because when you don't win things, usually there's nothing much to cheer about.
someone's in the mood today. Someone's in the mood
But here's my take on why home games can be boring, because home games are where the tourists go to, right? Like if I was to go to Liverpool, I would want to catch a game at Anfield, correct? Or if you guys, so there's a lot more tourists. I think the away games are where the real hardcore fans. Not everybody wants to go to Prague, correct? Like the Arsenal. So that it's the legit hardcore guys that wants to go and catch that is my take. Even I
It's
feel
true. It's true.
Anfield can be quite quiet at times, right? Because there's a lot of tourists. But when you spoke of drums, I think, I didn't realize it, that not all stadiums.
It was very loud, and the thing is that it gets you pumped up. So like it gets you in the mood lah, and then you just keep singing and singing. And I just want to shout out their dedication. So I was sitting next to this season ticket holder, and he is actually so shout out Flynn. He's a 24-year-old. He's in the IT line. So I was just asking him about his week. It was absolute madness, bro. So he went to Burnley away. Okay, and Burnley away, just for context, is about 4 hour drive from where he stays in South London. And then after Burnley away, he came back home all by train. He doesn't drive, so he took train back to London. Then he took a flight to Prague, and after Prague, he is flying back to London the next day morning itself. And then after that, he told me that he's actually taking a train to Sunderland, which is another 5 hours.
Damn.
All
Crazy. That's crazy
within a
dedication.
space of 7 days, he clocked more than 5,000 miles. And
All
it's
out.
a working adult just like all of us, And the level of dedication is unwavering. So I
Top-notch.
asked him, bro, like, don't you get tired and everything? He just told me, you got to go at it, bro, for the Arsenal. It's not only when we win trophies or when we look glorious or during our glory days. The team needs you all the time. Different, it's really different. It's very different. What I realized is very different from, on Twitter, the online fans, those who actually spew a lot of, try to divide up the fan base. You can see here, it's not like that. They're all like-minded. Result, honestly, is secondary because they kept singing and singing and singing non-stop. Even at 0010, it was the vocals, the decibels never changed. So shout out, the dedication is different level.
Nice. Nice. What an experience that must have been
Prague
for you.
must have taken a page out of S League. We used to have a lot of drums, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So much.
Remember the old Jurong Stadium and Sundram was in charge.
all the
ways, yeah.
buckles, all
Yeah,
the buckles
really all the way.
turn up. Man, that was a good time. So Meet landed yesterday, so the dedication that we have to bringing you live Premier League roundup action from the game week that just passed.
Yep.
If you've not subscribed to us yet, what are you waiting for?
That's right. Nothing.
Okay, 5 seconds are up, so you would have subscribed by now. If you have not followed us, do follow us on our social media pages. You can find us on Instagram and on TikTok at d.odd.set. If
Yep.
you do not want to see our faces and you like to listen to our voices, we are on Spotify as well. So do look out for every episode. And we also like to plug in that now we have a gaming segment on the Odd Set, hosted by
That's right.
Heikel and co-host an ex-professional gamer, Jabba. So if you are fans of gaming, you can go and look out
That's
for that.
right.
So
Keep a
enough
lookout.
of all
Oh,
that.
before we start, Matt.
Yeah, what
We would like to apologize as well for the last episode, game week 10, because we had some technical difficulties.
Ishman's
So
brother was upset. He said might as well be a
we
Champions League
apologize.
round.
We apologize. We will strive to do better. From this week and on and the weeks up and coming weeks. So truly apologize for that. But yeah, let's kick off this game week 11, man.
So Ishraq, if you are watching, you wanted the Champions League roundup. So this week, Liverpool beat Madrid 1-0.
No Champions League, bro. Can we talk about the Premier League? Talk about what happened over the last weekend.
Oh
Yeah,
man, let's do it. Let's do it.
Liverpool won't telecast again. I don't understand why they have this agenda against Liverpool.
Man City 3, Liverpool 0. Matt, I don't wanna hear from you first, because this might be very painful for you. So I want you to absorb all of that first.
The information.
Ish, let's start with you, bro. What do you think of the match? Man City
Alright.
3, Liverpool 0. Let's go.
Okay, so I feel like it was a overall lackluster performance by Liverpool. Like I think it was there was a lack of energy. There's I don't know what was going on throughout the game, but I also have to say that the refereeing decision were absolutely shambolic, guys. Right. Firstly, to me, it wasn't a pen.
Man.
It's very soft pen that was given, but obviously he missed. But at the same time, the Virgil van Dijk, the corner that went in, right? To me, it was a goal, lah. And not only to me, if you actually check all the rule books, right, is all the rules they actually abide by it, and it's supposed to be a goal. But anyways, they don't give it. It would have been 1-1 at that point. I honestly think that if it was 1-1, right, a lot of things might have changed. But that's hindsight. At the same time, I also cannot take anything away from this City side. They look like a different beast, honestly. Jeremy Doku is like playing like a man who's possessed. Who hasn't gotten a salary in the last 6 months, right? Dude, this guy can now shoot, lah. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, you know him to be able to do that stupid one-trick pony shit, right? This guy fella can shoot, lah. You know? So it's scary times, It's really scary times. But overall, dominating performance by City. I feel that something is really, really wrong with Liverpool at this point because they just couldn't do anything. Like, Salah got pocketed by this what's his name? Nico O'Reilly.
O'Reilly.
Go right.
Yeah, man, he couldn't find an answer. Foreign words didn't really do much. And then halfway through, like towards the last part, like I don't know, there was no striker on the pitch. So even if the balls were going in, there was no one to attack. That like Words was playing as a false nine or something, or false 10 lah, as they like to call him nowadays, because it's not there anywhere. False, just false. Alright.
Like your club in the top 10 last year.
Yeah.
False.
It's okay, bro. When it was my time, I
false-
take. It's okay.
False,
You know, gotta
false 15. Okay, carry on. So who's next? Who's next to give your insider scoop? Mitran, do you want to take it?
Okay, disclaimer, I was actually on board. I was flying. Okay, so I had no access to Wi-Fi or whatsoever. So when I landed, I saw the score. But I did catch up on the game lah. And two things. One, shout out to City. I think they've gone up another level. We put them down as dark horses a few pods ago. I think they are clearly a very strong horse lah now in proper race. Defense wise, they have shot up. I think after Brighton, we had a chat here on the pod, and we were talking about how high their defense was, how leaky it was, how they are having not so fast and quick defenders like Diaz trying to recover. But I think shout out to Pep, he has kind of gotten the defense sorted out with Nico O'Reilly. Even Matthias Nunes is playing very well at right back.
Yeah.
So the defense looks very stable. The big man at the back, Donnarumma, he has added a lot of calmness to the back line. And that's scary. For me, as an Arsenal fan, that's scary because when your defense is strong, you probably are going to win a lot of games. And that's what they showed. Another thing is Haaland. He's just doing it every single week, guys. So I was watching a show yesterday, and there's a stat that they shared in the show. From the time he started playing football, can any of you guess the number of times Erling Haaland has been caught offside? From the time, from his early days, younger days, how many times? Any guesses?
How many offside? I'm guessing like 50.
I'm gonna I'm gonna guess like I don't know 12 maybe.
Since he started playing football, no? Since he started playing football. So since 18 years old or 19 years old during his younger days.
How old is he now? 24, 25?
24.
Okay, my guess is 50 lah.
I would say 28, 29.
I'm gonna say 22. Sorry, 22.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 30, 35. I know it's a low number.
Yeah, actually the closest is Haikal lah. His number of offsides is 18. 1-8. 18 offsides.
It's ridiculous to think for a striker that always plays on the line and runs through.
Also with his size.
Yeah.
Like his size of a player,
You know what that shows or not, guys? It shows not only a striker of a ball, but a super intelligent player because he's constantly watching his line. He's making sure he's found in positions where he is on side. And with VAR in play now, he still maintains that number is insane. And the reason why I decided to bring up this point, right, was I just find that his game has evolved and he is becoming a complete player. I'm no longer going to say that he's a fox in the box or someone who just stays in the box and finishes gets you the goal. He is becoming so good that it's scary. And the first goal, Arne Slot himself said it in the post-match conference. It wasn't a chance. It really wasn't a chance. It was a moment of quality. And so I think Erling Haaland has gone up and that's scary because if he stays fit throughout the whole season, I think City. I'm not sure. I'm just very worried. Very worried.
May Haaland and Man City navigate this title chart successfully and win it. Okay, Nitin.
I think just adding on to Mitran's point. Just adding on to Mithen's point on Haaland, I think he's been absolutely fantastic this season. He's really stepped it up a level. I used to be on the boat where I never could see him winning a Ballon d'Or because in the past few seasons,
Mm-hmm.
he's more centered in the box. You know, it's all about finishing in the box and ending, basically being the end point for all of City's moves. But I feel he stepped up his game this year. He's now like the focal point of the attack. He's bringing others into play as well. So I mean,
He's also,
he's looking like a real terror lah, up front right now.
he's also now like
Um,
a main point of their
yeah,
defensive action when it comes to corners, right? He seems to be always be the one getting the headers,
Out, is it?
clearing them out.
yeah, he's doing a great job on both ends. And yeah,
Yeah.
just to add on against City, I thought were absolutely terrific. Doku had his
Yeah.
moment lah, his moment of the season this season. Absolutely terrorized Bradley on the Liverpool's right at City's left. Yeah, just to add on Liverpool's performance, I thought again a big team has highlighted Salah not tracking back. Nico O'Reilly and Doku had their way with Conor Bradley, and he had no support from Salah. So that kind of was the start and end of Liverpool's downfall. I think last season, Salah, like a few of my Liverpool fans had mentioned, Salah didn't track back last season, but he was a lot more effective going forward. So
Yeah.
that balance is gone. Liverpool are missing something between in their team where they're just lacking cohesion. It's not working how it used to work last season. And yeah, it's quite worrying for Liverpool, but City look absolutely amazing and they look like they're going to push Arsenal all the way.
Yeah, that's true. So for some stats, this is Pep Guardiola's 1,000 game in charge.
Damn.
And in these 1,000 games, he has won 716 of them, which is 70 odd percentage of it. So I think this victory was totally deserved, and I think befitting of this occasion of his 1,000 uh, league. He's, I think, across all teams, right? And he has been at the longest in Man City. It didn't always occur to me, right? Because I always seen him as the guy that revolutionized football at Barcelona, right? And then he was at Bayern. I know Bayern was a short time. I didn't really look into it like Pep has been in City for this long, but this is the team that he has managed the most out of these 1,000 games. So, but from a Liverpool fan, this victory for Man City was completely deserved. I think especially in the first half, they blew us out of the park. Like their pressing was so on point that I have to give credit to not only Pep Guardiola but also to Pep Linders, because that is the crux of what Liverpool used to do, right? Under Klopp, and then there was Pep Linders, and then that's what they used to do, press. Liverpool had no answer for the press that Man City, we just couldn't play out of our own half, and then we kept giving the balls away, like especially in the first half. The first half was tragic. It was really bad from a Liverpool perspective. I don't want to look into it too much, but I think the ref, we still could have lost the game, but it might have been a more respectable scoreline, because when they chalked off Van Dijk's goal, which was perfectly legal to my view, it could have been one all at that point of time. If it was, we all know that football is like a game of momentum, right? If Liverpool had that one all scoreline at that point of time while playing utterly shit, they could have turned it around, or maybe the halftime team talk could be a bit more different as compared to when you are 2-0 down at the Etihad. So I think that I wouldn't say that caused us the game, but that could have brought about a different outcome. At least maybe, even if the defeat, now what is it is like everybody's saying like City completely battered Liverpool, right? Because 3-0. But if it was like 2-1 or 3-1, it doesn't sound as bad as being 3-0. But with all the plaudits and you guys mentioning Haaland, I thought it was a so-so game for Haaland. He missed the penalty. If it wasn't for Doku, I think it would have been a more even game. Because Haaland, apart from missing the penalty, he scored one, but I didn't feel he was as effective as which was what I've been telling you guys like before, right? When it comes to Liverpool against Man City, I'm not worried about Haaland in general because Van Dijk or Konate usually deal with him. And this game it was exactly that. But with that being said, am I completely disappointed that we lost the game? Not really. I think I was more disappointed when we lost to Brentford than this game because this could go one of two ways. We can go there and win or we can go there and lose. Of course, I'm disappointed that it was like 3-0. So the score line is looks really unflattering for Liverpool, right? But you could go to Etihad and lose. Before the season, even if you are planning to win the league, you look at this fixture and might be like, okay, we might not win this game. So to me, I wasn't too concerned because the first goal was, I'm not saying it's a fluke, but it it just bounced off Konate's head, or Konate's head bounced, the ball bounced off Haaland's head. I'm not sure what the dynamic of it was. The second goal deflected. On another day, it might have went straight to the keeper. He could have hit Van Dijk and went out. But the third goal was the thing of beauty. Doku scored a fantastic goal. So the scoreline to me, like, is reflective of what Man City did to us in the game. But I feel like it could have been 1-0 at the end of the day. So I'm not too worried. And as usual, margins, small margins. The first goal, because look at my panditry. Before it happened, it unfolded right in front of us. Robertson, Van Dijk, they swapped positions because they were marking something else before that goal happened. And then while I was watching it, I knew that they shouldn't swap back while the ball was still in play. Because my worry was Haaland. Because if the ball goes into the box and then if Haaland had a header against Robertson, we know who's going to win, right? But then you could see that, I'm not sure was it intentional or not. City waited. You could see that Van Dijk and Robertson wanted to swap, but the ball was still around the area, so they held onto it. But City quickly passed it to the other side, and this is where the mistake happened. Van Dijk and Robertson swapped in in the game during the play, which it should not have happened. If they did not swap, Matthias Nunes wouldn't be able to cross that ball because we would have closed him down. But the fact that they swapped, and although there was still time for Robertson to still go and close down, could have done better for sure. But just that few seconds difference because you swapped your roles while the ball is still in play. It's not as though it was really wide out. It was still somewhere in the central position. So these are the small margins that I feel like, if they didn't swap, maybe the first goal didn't go in, right? But of course, in football, if you don't make mistakes, nobody's going to score at the end of the day unless it's like sheer brilliance of the third goal. So I'm not too worried about this game because the result we have went there with Klopp, and City have outplayed us. We went there last year with Slot and we beat them 2-0 away. So these are the things that happen. I feel that we did not show the same hunger, the same intensity as we uh, brought against Real Madrid
Mm.
in the midweek game. So, but of course, when I keep saying it week in week out after a certain number of games that we've lost, is uh, Liverpool are out of the title race. Like, although it is early days, it's only 11 games. We are now 8. We have 18 points. So that's mid. What's Arsenal's point tally at the moment?
26.
So that's an 8-point gap only, right? Although it's 8-point gap in November. The reason I'm conceding this is because in 11 games, we have 5 losses. We have conceded 17 goals in 11 games. which is a problem. So like the season, there's still a long part of the season to go. But even if Arsenal and City do not remain perfect or 90%, right, Liverpool are in no way, or they don't look like they can capitalize on it. I fully expect us to drop another 3-4 games, and that is at best, given how we've been performing. So I don't think we are at, now it looks like we are in a top four race, if anything, or top five, if you can qualify for the Champions League from fifth place, right? But I've said it before the start of the season. I said it, and then when we were going through that patchy period, I said it is for Liverpool fans to just know that this is transitional. This is not a one-off result. 5 losses is not the end of it. We are going to lose more games. So what Arne Slot needs to do is steer this team to the Champions League places for next season, and then make sure we are financially secured, because we still will need to reinvest. Although we spend a fair bit, players like Salah and all, you can see, are going to have to move on. So you will need to reinvest again. But it's important that we stay in the Champions League position. So at the end of the day, of course, as a Liverpool fan, being the reigning champions, if you ask me before the season, I would say that ideally I would want to win the league again, right? Do a back to back, get 21 and all that. But where I'm at now, I'm disappointed that we lose, but is something that I come to terms with, not because I'm used to the team losing, but I'm used to now. I'm completely fine with the fact that it's transitional. These things are going to happen, because there are a lot of facets of the game that I feel that needs to be addressed. That it will be very difficult to do so in this season, especially the form that Arsenal are in, Man City are in, for us to go and like mount a title charge or whatsoever. So that is my take on the game. Like I said, I'm disappointed at the scoreline, but I'm not like overly disappointed that we lost this game, because even on our best day, we might go there and still have no control over this game. So at where we are currently, this there was always this possibility that this was going to happen, and then Jeremy Doku turned up in the best way possible. So for as much as Conor Bradley could deal with Vinicius the other day, he didn't have the answer for Doku in this game. So it's fine for me, but what is important is how Liverpool move forward after this game, because the game after this will be Forest. That is the sort of game that if we lose, then I'm more disappointed than losing this game. That's my personal take on it.
I
So yeah.
sorry, I'm just gonna give my thoughts on this game a little bit. I'm just gonna be slightly more critical than Matt here a little bit.
Yeah.
Because earlier in the start of the season, I was actually rooting for Liverpool a little bit, because they were doing what champions do. They were, making sure that every point counts. But this game, I think Liverpool didn't turn up at all. I think
Yeah.
Liverpool's defense was horrible. I think Konate had a horrible game. I mean,
Yeah.
Bradley was definitely bullied, just like what Nate said. Yeah, he was just getting bullied, and with Salah not tracking back, and of course, the output of, like, your attackers. Sobo tried his best. I think even Words, who isn't doing particularly really well right now, he's actually also doing his best, but it's just not clicking somehow. Slot has to really figure things out, and I felt Man City had a very solid game. I think what Meat mentioned about Haaland, that shows not only is he a smart player, but physically super fit to be able to do what he's doing. He's not in an offside position all the time. He's actually starting from behind the line, way before the line, sorry, and that is crazy to have that kind of output. So I think Man City had a great game. I think their defense was strong. Diaz had a super good game. Of course, this O'Reilly kid, man, how is Ait Nori going to get back that position? I don't know. Get back that placing, I don't
But
know.
I Nuri is never like a. To me, I've never rated him as a left back.
Mm,
If you put him as a left wing back, I feel like he's going to be
yeah.
good.
So
As a left back, his defense have always been
been shaky, right? Yeah.
suspect.
So
But
yeah.
here,
I mean,
what you touched on is the same thing. If you guys watch the game in its entirety,
mm,
they were saying, "Oh, look at what Doku did. He did like a 1-2 step and then ran past the player." Words did the same thing. It's just easier to be on a team when it's winning
yep, yep,
then you start to emphasize. And to me, like Florian Wirtz had a good game. I feel like
yep,
there's
yep,
not much more you can do. Only him and Soboslai I felt were decent.
yep.
The rest were just out of it. But shout out to like I didn't see like Haaland or the defense as the main parts of this game. I saw a very informed Doku and Nico Gonzalez
It was great.
because
Nico Gonzalez
Yeah.
had a great game.
for a while people have been asking, and when they signed him, right, it felt like it was a bit underwhelming because everybody wanted a Rodri replacement. Now I'm looking at it and going like they've got the Rodri replacement, and if Rodri isn't 100% fit and based on what Nico Gonzalez did in this game, uh, it might be Pep might not even want to risk Rodri. I think they are at the point where they don't have to risk Rodri because of
Yeah.
how well Nico Gonzalez has been playing. So shout outs to him as well because I feel like he don't get as much plaudits. So Nico Gonzalez, if you are hearing, I'm giving you your plaudits for for a brilliant game against Liverpool. Very controlled game. So that is that when it comes to this game. Underscore,
Sorry,
I'm gonna have a word with you. Yeah, bro.
um,
You are smiling.
Mehdi,
Is there something funny?
no, I just feel you have been very, very soft, very nice, very sweet, and
I'm not
everything.
the
But my
yeah.
my 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 take, right, is that this Liverpool team carries uh too many passengers. And you cannot carry too many passengers in the English Premier League, and especially so if you want to defend your crown.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
a lot of money has been spent. I do accept that there needs to be time given to gel in the signings, but
Mhm.
the run that you guys have been is horrendous. And
Yeah.
to add on
It's
to
horrible,
that,
yeah.
the physicality is not there, which means that like you guys are losing your duels. And maybe earlier on you said that you felt that Florian Wirtz had a good game, but on what grounds? Because this is $130 million signing, that we are judging.
Mm,
When Declan Rice was bought for 105 million, I remember every misplaced pass was spoken about. So
Mhm.
they have bought a guy for 130 million, and I accept that he takes a bit of time, but
Yeah.
no goals, no assists. There was no chances created as well. You
Mhm.
you get what I'm trying to say? Yes, there's the odd
Yeah,
flicks, there's the
definitely.
nutmegs and everything. But I would expect my 130 or $125 million signing to impose himself on the game, be a
Mhm.
bit more influential. This is what I feel. And
Yeah,
I
but
feel that
like I understand that. I understand all of that, but I also don't understand where the extra 30 million comes because I see when it comes to rival fans, they like to jack up the price. There's extra 30 million. Florian Wirtz guys cost 100 million, and in 5 years, if he wins, I think the
pounds, is it?
Champions League and the league or something, and then of course you can talk about pounds, and then there's the Zimbabwean dollars and all that, right? Florian Wirtz cost 100 million in whatever currency you want to talk about. It is pounds. There's a 16 million add-on extra if he goes on to do. I've said it before. It's a bit underwhelming. Is more than a bit of an underwhelming thing, but that is not on Florian Wirtz, but that is on the team. You cannot thrive in a team that is not playing well, and you don't expect like, oh, you cost 100 million, let me pass the ball to you and you go on a mazy run and do wonderful things. It just doesn't work out like
can
that.
can can I say something crazy? Sorry. I just want to
Yeah,
say something crazy. I
yeah.
think I think I kind of get both sides, both Mid and Medi's side of on this words issue. Can I just say something crazy? When United signed Anthony for 100 mil,
That was a joke.
Oh,
We all knew.
yeah. I mean, I feel it's a joke too. But
You guys signed
but
him
here's
for
the thing.
100 million, 80 million, 70 million.
But here's the
Everything is
thing. But
failing.
here's the thing, mate. Like, I think Anthony had more goals than what Florian Wirtz is having right now, and I think
Yeah,
it was a
and
bit tough. Sorry,
and zero
give me.
titles.
No, no,
What
I know,
what
I get
title
it.
and Anthony has?
I get it.
Woods
But at
also
the
doesn't
same
have a
time, right?
title yet, bro.
Bro,
Yeah,
in
but
10 games, nobody wins a title. Has Arsenal
Yeah,
won a
no, no,
title
no,
in 10 games?
no. What I'm trying to say is that Woods has not won a title yet, but he's a big
At
signing.
Leverkusen, right? He won,
He's
right?
he's he's a marquee signing, and he had a chance to impose himself on the game, which he clearly didn't. And we are not even going onto the striker who's still in preseason. 4 months in,
Mhm.
he's still in preseason, and he's sitting on the
Yeah,
bench.
that I'm more
World
concerned.
record.
I'm more concerned
Yeah,
about that than Words. I'm not concerned about Words at all because I can see the way that Words is playing and all of that. Because it just doesn't work that way. Like the striker had no preseason, is barely playing. Then comes to the striker who won something at the Ballon d'Or at Arsenal, not scoring also. Like there's some award right as the top marquee striker
the
or
the
something, right?
Jet Muller
Yeah,
Trophy.
not
Yeah,
not scoring. It just doesn't work
That was a
like that.
joke, by the way.
When 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 the team is not performing, you don't expect it to work well. End of the day, did Florian Wirtz say I am 100 million? No. If
Bro,
he
that's the
had bought,
thing, man. Like, bro, honestly, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but the thing is, like, we have been arguing the same thing, like, for any other team also. Like, the player is not the one who put the price tag on
yeah, the
him.
price
yeah,
tag.
And the thing is, I am in your corner in this way because I always argue with my friends or like people saying, "Hey, he's not the one who put the price tag on his name."
price.
But my friend, like my friend, one of my close friends, Pradeep, and he keeps on saying, it's like, even though it's like it's not your fault that you are not the one who asked for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then when you're coming in for this kind of price, right, you have to like impose. That's the word. You have to impose yourself
Yeah.
into the thing and like a bit
this
more
one.
influential in
Yeah,
certain ways. And there is it. Like there's no right or wrong in this. But I also I'm also with you, man. Like, I don't think it's like it's my fault that like Rasmus when we signed him, example, right? Like there's so much
Mm-hmm.
pressure on him. Whatever. It's not the player's fault. But at the same time, right, you have to somehow take it by the scruff and do something. I don't know what. But at the
You
same time,
have
I
to do
feel like
something.
Here's the
Yeah.
personally,
problem. You don't know what. So what is it that you guys expect him to do? Okay, for one, people, we are not okay. Like I said, if you guys like when I said Arne Slot has to be sacked if X number of games doesn't work out, then people felt like, oh, that might be too reactionary. He won. But here's the thing: Arne Slot is the same guy that keeps insisting on starting Salah, which I have no problem. As long as you have someone like Salah there, you are not going to give Words the key to this team. So in order for someone like Florian Wirtz who needs the ball more often to play well, and that is something he did in the, although it's just Frankfurt at the end of the day, the game that he played well is when Salah wasn't playing. So it's a tactical thing at the same time. But of course, if you look at a specific game when you lose 3-0, it is easier to pick on it and say
But I
what
don't
has
think it's just
Wirtz
this game, bro.
done.
I think Words hasn't been. I'll be
He's been
honest. Like
underwhelming. I agree.
a
He's
lot
been
of games,
underwhelming. But
he hasn't been doing things with the
the
ball. Like I
problem
think.
I have with people is, oh, he's 100 million, and some people add another 30 million just for the fun of it. That is my
no. It's
problem.
to
You
when
do
you
not you
convert to
do not put
euros.
the price. You do not put the price tag and then compare. If you remove the price tag and Florian Wirtz is still underperforming, I don't care if he's a
That's for
hundred
sure.
million.
Because here's my thing, right? You said earlier, like on the ball when he has the ball, and I think he's really underwhelming because at Leverkusen he was changing games. He was changing how Leverkusen were pushing for that goal or were pushing for
Yes,
that win
because
and
it
stuff.
is Leverkusen and
Correct,
it
correct,
is
correct.
German
So
league.
we
Okay,
can't
one of the
compare that.
okay, I've spoken to you guys about this, right? I'm sorry that this is taking because I need to put things into perspective because David Silva's first season wasn't good at all. But what are
Mm.
you talking about at the end of his career at Man City? One of
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
best players at Man City. 11 games in, people are talking about Florian Wirtz as though he will never make it. The reason you guys are speaking about it is because it's 100 million. He has a 6-year contract or 5-year contract. He still has about, if you put 30 games, 38 games in a year, or 40 games, he still has about more than 120 games to go in his career. In 10 games, people are making it sound like, oh, he must take by the scruff of the neck. How many players have you not seen taking it? But the only reason is because he costs what he costs. If
Yeah.
this was a 35 million player, you guys will be like, yeah. But why
It,
is
it,
it that
it
Just
he's 100 million, and then it's like you guys expect him
actually,
to do miracles?
uh,
bro,
actually, can I
actually,
just
to
jump
be
in
honest,
here?
sorry, yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, go
Go
ahead.
go
No
go for
worries.
it,
Okay,
Nick.
so we're talking about a 22-year-old who's coming from the Bundesliga. This is not a 25, 26-year-old experienced,
Yep, true
super
that.
experienced player to come in and grab a game by the scruff of the neck and all that. He's not that kind of player. He's a game changer. I
Mm-hmm.
saw signs. I've seen many signs throughout the games this season where I've seen that in words. I've seen him have his moment. Although the final ball may not be there, I think it's definitely coming. Can you guys name me other players who's come from the Bundesliga and hit the ground running apart from Haaland?
The only player is
It's
Ekitike
it's
lah, right? I
it's
think the
few
only
and
other
far
player
between
is
lah.
very few.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
Yeah.
even
It's
Ekitike, after the hype at the start, is mellowed down. Right? I think he has one goal in like 5 games or something.
I
So
can
it's
it's
I can name another person. Need
yeah.
Sancho came in and show off his tattoos when he first joined the Premier League, and that was it.
Like like
That was it.
like from a Spurs
That's it.
perspective, Son Heung-min when he came, he's pretty much the same age as Words. He took a year to settle in, man.
Yeah, yeah,
At
yeah.
the end
That's
of
and
the
true.
there was
first year, there were rumors that Spurs were going to sell
he's
him. So
leaving, right?
as in
Yeah,
Son Heung-min, he took a year to settle in at Spurs before we saw the actual player who went on to become a Premier League legend, like you could say.
yep.
So yeah, I mean, it's all about giving these players time. I think that 100 million price tag doesn't help, but like Maddie mentioned, that's not on Words. It's on the club who
Yep.
paid the money for it. Yeah, you can't expect a 22-year-old to come in from a different league and grab games by the scruff of the neck and all that. I think that's being a bit harsh on the kid. Yeah, that's my whole 2 cents on the Words topic. I think give him time. He'll prove to be a valuable addition, not just to Liverpool, but to the Premier League. I think he's a very special player.
Mm.
Yeah.
Finally, the
Yeah.
Spurs segment of it understands it. Yeah, bro.
No,
What more you
so
want to say?
no. What I'm trying to
How
say, right,
Isak
guys,
cost
is
200 million and
no
yeah, bro.
we
Carry
don't
on.
know what is going to happen. Like we can't predict, right,
Mm-hmm.
what's going to happen. Like we are
Yeah.
here today to speak about it because what we have seen so far in 10 games, and we're here to give our honest assessment. And in the 10 games
Yep.
he has been subpar, whether he's from Bundesliga or what. Yes, there are a lot of
Yeah.
contributing factors
Yeah.
which we can factor in. But if you ask me, and what's your assessment of how he has been underwhelming, he has been subpar. Of course I would
Very true.
expect
Yeah.
more from him. So that's my
Mm-hmm.
take. I'm not against it because when I'm someone who protect Kai Havertz. I protect
Mm-hmm.
Kai Havertz. So I know the trajectory of these players and where they come from and how difficult it is. But I will definitely expect a bit more from Florian Wirtz, and that's where I'm coming from. I understand the transfer fee. It's not something that they choose, but that's what they have been. That's something that comes along with them, right? The price tag that will always stick with them because
The
that's
pressure
Mm-hmm.
how
will
people are
always be
going to
there.
judge
Yeah.
you.
It is,
That's
right.
that's the
Yeah.
harsh
Yeah.
reality of
It's gonna
life.
stick with
What
them.
and no matter where we are, whatever line, imagine we buy something expensive, we will expect more from it. We will be like, hey, I paid so much, that is
Yeah.
that is how it is. And so yeah, so that's where
I
I'm
think
coming from.
in general, like Liverpool fans are quite calm about the Woods situation. I see a lot of like people not being sure about Isak's situation because of what we expected him to do. But I think people are more calm about Florian Wirtz, and people know that is what Liverpool needs moving on. But like I say, it's like not the right time to be in this Liverpool squad, especially if you think about it, right? About 3-4 months ago, or slightly longer, Mo Salah was the Premier League's best player, and about 3-4 months later, we are looking at a like very bad version of Salah. Nothing is working out. So that itself shows that it is not the right time for new players to come in, for them to be embedded into this squad. Because if we are talking about 3-4 months for Salah, we're not talking about like Eden Hazard when first season in Chelsea, look how good he was. No, not that sort of thing. We're talking about 3-4 months later, we are not seeing a good Salah. That itself shows that there's a lot of problems within Liverpool, and that is why I feel it's fine that it's a transitional season. You have to accept it. Like you'll be so disrespectful to teams like Arsenal and Man City if I was to stand here and say that we are still in the title race, because look at the way you guys are performing, and look at what's going on at Liverpool. So it is what it is. I'm not nice about it, because I was the same person who said that if Slot loses 8 games in a row, sack him. I don't care whether he won the Premier League. Even when he won the Premier League at the tail end of last season, I told you guys it was a writing on the wall, because we were so off it. I think we've lost a bulk of games after we lost the PSG game. Although we wrapped up the title early, towards the end we were losing games. So it was just showing, and then only time will tell how much faith Liverpool will have with Arne Slot. We'll just wrap up this game's segment with the next game's prediction for these two teams. Man City play Newcastle away. What's your predictions? I'm going for like a 9-0 Man City win, because no. I think like Man City will win this game by 2-0.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
I'll jump
3-0,
in.
3-0 again. Go for it, Nate. Sorry.
I'll go 3-1 to City. Yeah, last week I saw Jolinton get injured, which brought a bit of joy to my heart. So
Yeah,
hey, the
I'm
guy
gonna
is
go
a
3-0
dirty
City.
bugger, bro.
That Marip, as we said
Ismam,
before.
your prediction for the
I
Man
was gonna
City
go same as Nitin lah. I think it's gonna be a 3-1 lah.
3-1. Meet
I'm gonna go 2-2.
2-2.
Yeah,
One thing
Newcastle
I'm
are
very sure.
treading very very shallow waters already, because I think they are 3 points off relegation zone. Eddie Howe is under a lot of pressure, so I think
They want
the St James Park,
wanna rebound.
when we come back from the international break, is going to be something else. Like, because they're really quite poor in the league, so I think we will see a response lah. We definitely will see a response.
Yeah, rebound. Okay, nice.
That is true. But one thing I'm sure is right. Doku will not score in this game. Doku is the guy that will play well in one game, and then he will go missing for about
The
another
rest.
3. That's why I've never been on the Doku hype train.
He said
Although this game, I have to agree that it was one of the best winger performances I've seen
he
in a while.
he said in the interview after, they said he's not a statistic guy. He's a guy who loves football, so he's in it for the fun. So hopefully
Guys,
he can.
before this season, Jeremy Doku got baptized and all that. So now if you guys see, right, when he scores, then after that he will point to the sky and all that. So maybe just 1 week God is with him, every other week his ass, maybe God is never with him. So maybe God is just there on selected days for this fool. For Liverpool after the international break, Liverpool play Forest at Anfield. I think this will be a tough one, but I think much like the Aston Villa game, I think we'll just beat. It's going to be a very small scoreline. I think it's like 1. So I'm going to just say 2-0 to Liverpool.
I'm going with 1-1.
Sean Dyche specials.
Wow, this is a tough one.
2-0 also.
Liverpool win.
Yeah. I think Liverpool will get it done.
I'm gonna believe in
Sean Dyche.
Ish's boys. Elliot Anderson 2-1 Forest.
Yeah,
Nitin,
I'm gonna go 2-1 Liverpool lah. I think they'll get things back on track this game.
Yeah,
Wow,
so
gotta
we'll
be
see.
cheeky
We'll
sometimes,
see if Arne Slot gets this team back on track. Moving on to the next game is Spurs versus Man United. It ended 2-2 at
What a ball,
Tottenham
guys.
Oh, boy.
Hotspur Stadium. But since just now Liverpool game, you guys didn't allow me to speak first, right? Let me just take my quick
Go for
quick
it.
stat on this game.
Go for it.
I think the scoreline flatters this game. There were 5 shots on target, 4 went in, and then okay, the first half I think I was putting my boy to sleep for a while. Hafiz was here, so when I came out, I asked Hafiz, "How's the game?" Hafiz said, "Wow, this has been a drag, man. It's been like
Yeah,
two teams just cancelling each other." So it
ah,
was, to me, this is a game of two halves. The first half, poor Spurs as usual. The second half, poor Man U as usual. That's my take on this game. So your thoughts, Man U guys. Okay, never mind. We let the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium host. Bro, what are your thoughts of this game? So it's the
I think
second week in a row whereby we feel that Spurs have been underwhelming,
Hmm.
especially in the first half, right?
so. Yeah, definitely. So midweek we beat Copenhagen 4-0. Bit of positivity. I think
solid
was
win,
much
man.
needed.
Crazy win.
It was much needed, but it was Copenhagen, bro.
Yeah,
Gotta
yeah,
keep
yeah.
that in mind, lah. And then so bringing that positivity into this game, it was totally non-evident in the first half. What the hell were we playing? I held a sign 0.05 xg. The previous time I was on this podcast, in the first half of that game, we did 0.07 xg. So we did
Oh,
a
so
improvement of
better.
0.02. Yeah, a slight improvement. We gotta take the gotta take the small wins. But yeah, like Maddie said, man, first half was United. Um, Again, United were not very threatening. The goal seemed like a bit of a soft goal for us to concede.
Mm.
Sa somehow passed to Van der Ven at the back. Van der Ven rushed his clearance. Then the ball falls to Ahmad on the right. Ahmad swings in a nice little cross. Mbemo with a delicate header, to put it lightly. And yeah, we were 1-0 down at halftime. I thought United played well in the first half. We were absolutely shocking. Yeah, and then in the second half, for some reason, which I still don't understand, United just stopped playing. They let us back into the game. We created some. I mean, we needed some substitutions to get things back into life. I thought Odobe changed the
Yeah.
game
Oh
for us.
yeah, that kid. Very good.
That guy came on. He terrorized Diallo. I don't know why Diallo wasn't taken off. Diallo was pushed from that cam position to right wing back. I think maybe because Mazraoui isn't match fit, and that sort of helped us because Odobe had his way with Diallo throughout that entire period that he came on. I thought we deservedly got the equalizer. We undeservedly got the what we thought was the winner from Richarlison. And then United deservedly again at the end got their equalizer as well, even though they were down to 10 men. So they showed how much they didn't want to lose that game. But yeah, it was just a very weird game in general. It's like two clown teams fighting
Oh my
basically.
god.
Really,
Were they
it really
trying to like
felt,
juggle for who can juggle
yeah,
more
it's
ball
like
or something? I don't know, man. It was so
who can
fucking
cock
weird.
up more.
Yeah, man. Oh
It really
my
felt like that kind of game,
god.
yeah. And I thought the draw was a totally fair result. Yeah, I'll leave it to the United guys to take
on
over. But
on
I
the
was
basis,
personally shocked at how United played in the second half because no European football. You guys are fresh. We were there for
Bro,
the taking.
you don't
It's
know,
just
right?
a
We got
weird
backdoor
second half.
friendly match. We got backdoor extra. You don't know, right? You don't know. We got all these
on the
extra
basis
things going on.
basis of whatever you were saying, right? I think, yeah, it's a fair result. Like you said,
Yeah,
deservedly you got this, deserved. But one thing that nobody deserves from this game is 3 points
watch.
for
Yeah,
either team.
or to
So
watch that
United
game.
boys, what do you make out of the
Ish,
game?
I go first, Aisha. I go
Go
first.
go go.
I only had two positives for this game. And
Diego
this
Dallo not starting.
that's one.
See, I knew it.
Finally, Dalo not starting.
Wait,
I
wait.
think
I
that
want to interject
was
here for a
yeah.
while.
Go
So
for it.
there was this rumor that Ishmael sent, right? The other time it was Amorim is related to
Now we know.
Diogo Dallo. So once that rumor started to to gain traction,
He
just
had to shut
nice
it
the
down.
weekend Dallo didn't start. So do you guys think
He
that
had to
Dallo
shut it
didn't
down.
start because of this rumor?
Yeah, he had to shut. Amorim is a smart guy. He's a media savvy guy, right? He
Yeah,
knows.
correct.
So he's a smart guy. It's obvious. People are gonna find out this lineage. No one's gonna run away from this shit. Now we know why. Nothing to do with contracts. Nothing to do with they bloody second cousin, third cousins. All this is bullshit. Your cousin is shit. Don't play him. It's as simple as that. But anyway, back to the game. Definitely, that's one positive for me. The other positive was, I think the crazy ending to the game kind of saved the whole match. Like Tottenham scoring, like Richarlison scoring, and then after that, the league scoring. I think that kind of saved, not save lah, but like that kind of brought the excitement back. But it was to me, it was a boring game. I think I don't know what Spurs were doing in the first half. Like crosses were so bad, passes were so bad, and then like what Nate said exactly. Second half, United just like, bro, we just tired, from all the backdoor games, versus the under 16 versus I don't know
Backdoor
some
game
I don't know.
sounds like sounds
But
quite
sorry,
dodgy.
closed doors game. But anyway, yeah, I don't know lah, guys. That's my thoughts. It was just a very boring game. Maybe for this game the draw shouldn't even be a 1 point. I just give 0 points to both of them. But anyway,
Agree.
yeah, man, that's just my thought. It was like just boring. Ish, go for it, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah lah. I mean, it's some clownery game lah.
Yeah,
And
man.
talking about Dalo and Amorim, right? Okay, so they apparently they are like what 3 generations back. They the Greek grandfather is some clown jester. No, I'm serious, bro. So that's I'm serious, bro. So that's the stupid rumor, right? He's some fucking clown, okay? And yeah lah. So anyways, I'm glad to see him not starting the game. But yeah, man. As Maddie mentioned rightly just now, like it's a game of 2 halves. So talking about the 2 halves in general, right? Like United stand second in the Premier League from their first half performance. In the whole of Premier League so far, they stand first. Second half, we are in the 19th.
That's two
It is 2 extremities, right? And it's very scary because I'm happy with certain things, like how we are getting the first goal. We are pressing high, we are pressing fast, and we are getting that first goal, which in it itself is an improvement from the last season because we had a lack of goals, right? And then that being said, last game for us, same thing, right? 10 minutes lapse of concentration, new subs being brought on, the intensity drops, and pump. We are conceding 2 goals. Same thing happened this game, but it's just that it's a bit of a pity because Casemiro got off due to an injury or whatever in the second half, right? And only after that we considered the 2 goals as well. Sesko also going off injured. But that being said, I feel that there was some in-game decisions done by Amorim which I didn't really like, or more like he didn't react properly to certain things. Like for example, Udogi, when he came in, he changed the game on the left with Odebear, right? These 2 players were killing us on the left side, and the goals happened because of them. And we didn't react properly to it. That being said, yeah, maybe we didn't have enough substitution, but you could see that the moment
he made
Odebear
it too
came,
early, bro. Do you think he made it too early?
he
as
made it
well?
too early.
Right?
Correct. He made it too early. There are some in-game things that I wasn't really very happy with. If I'm being extra critical, right? There are certain things I wasn't happy with. Like for example, some of his decision makings in-game don't really quite make sense to me. And also, like, I'm a bit disappointed at the lack of intensity which our subs bring to us. Like usually our substitutions are supposed to bring up the in level. But for United, whatever happens, like, why we lose games or why we draw games is because every time substitutions come in, the intensity just drops. And then we find ourselves in a place like, oh shit, how now? In reality, it should be the other way around. But for us, it's sad because of a lack of game time from the substitute players because, we are no longer in any competition, right? There's no Europe, there's no Carabao Cup, there's nothing for us to actually increase the intensity of our substitutions as well. So it's a pity, but at the same time, like, there's very, very big improvement from last season, lah, boys. That's something I gotta give because we got 11 out of 15 points, right, available. We are sitting. I just wanted to be in touching distance to top 4 within the first 10 games. And here we are, right? We are 2 weeks in a row. We found ourselves in the second place in the Premier League, right?
Almost second.
This year, the last game we were there for like 82 minutes or some shit, and then so I have to keep reminding myself never to look at the league table while we are playing a game and such is the intensity of the league, guys, because the second
I
to
think it's the third
11,
placing. The third placing to
Yeah.
the 12th
11,
placing
yeah.
is separated by
4 points, right?
4 points.
Four
Yeah.
point.
4
Yeah,
4
points.
points.
Is
So
there, but the thing is like the fact that we are like this, it also shows that the rest of the league is also like this. So it's actually there for the taking. And I hope moving forward, in January, honestly, if this club wants to be somewhere in Europe next year, they have to invest in January. Hook or by crook. Like if players like Kobe, if you're not getting the game, loan him out, get someone in who he wants,
But I think his January window is a bit of a tough one
It's
to go and
always
get.
difficult,
Yeah.
always difficult. So there's corners with like Conor Gallagher, all these kind of players that mold,
Mm.
who's going to be available in January because he doesn't seem to be part of Diego Simeone's plans and whatever
My
not.
or,
So
or don't know whether Amuri might call his fourth cousin or sixth. I don't know lah, sixth cousin or what. Maybe yeah.
but you see
I
the
don't know.
moment Dalo came onto the pitch, right, the intensity is gone.
my
Right.
Dalo
my
is
And
gone, bro.
Ugarte
Dalo
also.
is gone.
Yeah.
my question for you guys is, right, like, why do you guys, you mentioned that there's a lack of intensity, and because there's not enough games for the rotation players to start and all that, right? But I think it's been uh I feel personally that shouldn't be the case, because you guys should be fresher, although there's no match fitness, right? I feel like, isn't it the same for a lot of teams when it comes to subs? Okay, for one example, I give you guys Chiesa, right? He doesn't get to start for whatever reason, but when he comes on, there's intensity. He's not playing in any competition unless, like, your sub should bring some sort of freshness. But every week we are now at this point whereby you guys have a free week, but at the end of the week come on and say that when you make the subs, it is not working out. So
Yeah, I feel it's
what's the way
a
forward?
quality of the personnel.
Mhm.
Okay, that is I honestly think it's the quality of the personnel because so far I think Ruben has got his starting 11 somewhat there already. He knows what he wants. So when they play, they are good. So I think it has to be quality, like personal quality lah at this point because cannot be these players are Premier League proven players. How can it be that they come on and they're like this? I think this whatever he's trying to do, right, it requires a very specific type of players, which he has molded most of them into so far, into the not all yet, but I think for this to work, right, he really has to get his way and get the players that he needs and he wants. Because if not, you can see this intensity to drop off, and he's going to be a recurring theme all throughout the season. I just hope he keeps his job until end of the season, and we finish somewhere good, perhaps where he can have a bit more money to actually invest in the players that he really, really wants. Like for example, he really, really wanted Embuemo, he really wanted Cunha, right? And you can see why he wanted those players there at that point. So I really want to see how this pans out if he gets the players that he wants. And I just have to shout out to my boy, The League, man. I think The League had a wonderful game. The first one, the deflection, it was a good. I mean, he turned. Who was the one who scored for Spurs? The first one,
Tell.
Mates Tel, right?
Yeah.
Mates Tel, right? And it was a brilliant turn, and he turned him. And unfortunately, there was a big deflection and all that.
Yeah.
And also, can we talk about
Chill,
Sani
lah.
Lamens, man? Sani Lamens was the double save and all the saves that he's making, right? I'm telling you, he's the reason why we are in the game in the first place,
Yeah, correct.
And because of a good keeper, a decent keeper, they keep you in game. All these seasons, we had keepers who take us out of the game.
Yeah.
And then we are, right? Sani Lamens, and he could have done nothing for the 2 goals. There's nothing that could have been done.
Yeah.
On a given day, like for example, like very comparable to the City game, right? Where the first 2 goals that went in were a bit of a funny business, right? But at the same time, we didn't do anything to avoid the goal. Like they were really playing us out of the park, Tottenham, the second half, the last 15-20 minutes. You can see the different blocks of the game, right? I think 15 minutes, like we are completely dominating. The next 15 minutes, they are going on us. And yeah, man, this problem, it has to be solved because I feel the top 4, top 5, not 4 or 5, is there to be taken for us or any of the teams who are aiming for it because the league is such now. But if we want to do something, we have to address this issue of the fall off in quality, man. Like it's very jarring to me, man. Like at the same time, I'm also happy with certain performances. As I said, like Matthias De Ligt, the goal was nice. We are becoming set piece FC lah.
New set piece FC on the block.
Set piece FC, ole, bro.
But,
Yeah, man.
But here's my take. I don't feel like I know you disagree with me. I don't feel like it is a drop off because of your substitutes. I feel like you guys, of course, have a good half, and then the opposition manager needs to make tweaks. Every time an opposition manager makes tweaks, you guys have no answer in the second half. And that to me is on the manager, because it's Brighton now, it's Brentford, it's Forest, it's Spurs. All these teams came out in the second half and you guys have no answer for it. The good part of it is you guys have been able to blow certain teams out of the water in the first half. Because if it's 1-0, you guys are not getting the points in the second half, much like the Brighton game. So that is my personal take. Because anytime somebody makes a tweak in this game, for example, Spurs made a tweak to bring Udogi and to bring Odebe, right? You guys had no answer for it. And it's not at the 60th minute mark that you guys don't have the answer. Like from 45 minutes to 60 before Casemiro gets hooked off. You guys know that Casemiro's max is 60 minutes, right? So I feel like in that 15 minutes, you guys in general don't have the answer when the other team makes the tweaks. That is my take. It's not that I feel like for sure some of your subs, especially players like Ugarte and all, are just not good enough in my opinion. But there are quality players in your team that I feel like when you guys bring in, you guys should be able to coast if the game is managed properly. Of
Yeah,
course, like
just
in
to
this game, like the ball, of course, deflection. Sometimes something cannot be done, but it was all Spurs in the second half.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
Yeah,
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 think.
that's so true.
just to jump in here. So there's something, yeah, at least in the last 2 game weeks, there's something occurring with United where the second they concede, the other team gets the second goal like within
Very
the
quick.
space of five to 7 minutes. There's this
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
mentality issue also.
Yeah,
So
so
it's just
I was
something
just I
to
was I
something to
was just
take
gonna
note.
touch on this before Meat gives us his thoughts on this game. I just want to touch on Maddie's question earlier on, with regards to with the games. Do we blame the quality? Do we blame whether the game time? I believe fully match fitness is very important for
Mm-hmm.
any player. So not having a lot of competitions is really affecting a lot of our players. But I'm not going to use that as an excuse because we are at our own fault for not putting ourselves there in the first place. But I fully believe and agree with Need as well. Mentality issue. You know why not? Because you're not in that competition. Your mentality is like, I'm not fighting for a place. So Chesa, in your for taking your example, Chesa's team or Liverpool is fighting for a lot of in a lot of top competitions, fighting for the champions, fighting to be the top of the league again, fighting Champions League. So having that mentality, even though you're on the bench, it gives you that hunger to perform, because not only is the league watching you, but a lot of other people are watching you when you play for other competitions. So I think that's very important. And United not having that, you can see when the players come in, they act like as if they just came out, they just come back from like the pasar and like from the market, and then they just coming back like, hey, I just bought a 1 pound fish, like, bro, so that's how the players are. And I think that is mentality issue. I think Emery, apart from his in-game decision, which has to improve for sure, because again, touching on what you said, Mehdi, I think Amorim has to get better and find a solution when opposition teams or opposition
Keep
managers
making regrets.
make changes, and he's got to figure that out. It was shown in this game that he made the changes too early as well. We actually shot Maresca down for this during Chelsea's and us and United's game. So I feel Amorim has to like be calmer and make proper decisions as well, making sure that he manages the players well, properly, and making sure that everyone is ready and raring to go whenever they go on the field. And if he sees someone not ready, he shouldn't put them in the field. So I think it's a combination of all that. And Emery still has a lot to learn. So
But
yeah, man,
speaking
that's
of
that's
speaking of mentality, though, the credit for United this season is uh, to not let the hits drop, unlike previous seasons.
mm,
Like you see that even though Forest got 2 goals, right? United still managed to bounce back.
yep.
And then in this game, even with 10 men, they still tried and then they got the equalizer. Even the Liverpool game, when you guys scored and then we came back, I think you guys still got the winner, right? So you guys are no longer like that team that when we talk about mentality that's completely gone. Like
Yeah,
once we
exactly.
concede, right? So I think that's
Yeah.
where the credit comes for United this season. I'm going to bring Mitran in for a question about this game. Mitran, what have you made of Benjamin Sesko, the 100 million? Oh, sorry, I added extra 30 million for you just in case. What have you made of Benjamin Sesko's start to the season? Because in this game, he got an injury, and
Mm.
somehow that also cost United the game a bit, right? Because they were down to 10, no subs left. What have you made? Especially he was a player that was strongly linked to you guys as well.
I think Sesko has done well, bro. He has scored, I think, how many goals
Mhm.
has he scored? Ish? 2 goals, 3 goals?
Two.
At least he has got
2 goals,
numbers on
1
board.
assist.
And yeah, he has got numbers on board. And I can't fault that. He's coming from Leipzig, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
Is it
Leipzig.
Leipzig or Salzburg? I think Leipzig,
Yeah,
yeah.
RB
So
Leipzig. Yeah.
yeah, I think Sesko is he, and you must also factor in the fact that he's having limited game time. He's not given full 90 minutes to actually impose himself. So he's given that short
Mhm.
20-30 minutes towards the end of the game where typically is much more difficult, and he's still
Mhm.
he's still getting up to speed with the game. There was a few times I felt that he could have got his shot off a bit faster. He allowed Van der Ven to come back and nick the ball off him, but it will come because I think he's a very good forward. I was at that point of time when Arsenal were linked with him and Gyökeres, I was telling my guys, I'll be happy with either one. I'm not going to. I'm not. If Mikel Merino can do it, either one of them can do it. So I think Sesko has been good.
Mhm.
He, of course, can get better lah. He can get better, but I think with respect to the game, it was just two teams that are the consistency is lacking. But that being said, I think the mandate is stronger than ever for Ruben Amorim to keep his job, because let me tell you guys, from an opposition point of view, I'm starting to see a proper not. I'm starting to see a spine form, and I'm starting to see results shift, and all of that started with the Anfield game, right? That game at Anfield where you guys won 2-1, and that also coincides when Sonny Lemons started for the first time, right, in the
Yeah.
Premier League. And I'm very impressed with him, man. I'm really very impressed with him, and very reassuring. He very calm on the ball, and slowly the spine is starting from. Of course, we are very far off like the levels that United were back in those days, like guys. We're very far off.
Yeah.
But you see, there is progression that I see. There is inconsistency, definitely. Like what you said, there's always going to be, right, before you can actually get. You need a significant amount of time before you can get consistency. But I think United,
Exactly.
to me, in that game, United impressed me more than Spurs, if I may say, because Spurs also inconsistent. Why? In their home form has been very, very bad, and their
I think
away
they've
form on
won
the road, they
one.
are doing. Yeah, they won one. They beat Burnley on the first day. After that, they drew with
Yeah.
Wolves, last minute equalizer. Then they drew with
Actually, our
United.
away
They lost.
form,
The away form
our
has
away
been
form
very
is one of
good.
the best in the league.
I think
Yeah.
you guys are actually the best in the league for away form. But
Yeah,
the home
they're
form
the
is,
first in the league for away from.
Yeah.
yeah. So when you actually
Mm.
piece it together, at home you have more attacking impetus. You are supposed to bring the game to the opponent. You need to actually unlock the lower blocks. Away from home, you got more space where players like Mohamed Kudus and all will thrive. So I think Spurs need to sort out their home
I thought
form,
it
and
was
they
a
need to sort
miss.
it out.
I think that was a
Sorry.
miss. I think Kudus was a miss. Kudus didn't play,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He got
Or
injured.
yeah. So I think that
He
was a miss,
was.
especially
Yeah.
when last episode round where Nitin was saying that most of the things that Spurs try to achieve is via Kudus, right? So with him not being in the game, they lose a aspect of it. That I can't believe, Mitran, you used the word you were impressed with one team in this game. I was not
I
impressed with
okay.
either.
To
So
be
that
honest, it was a
yeah.
very boring game. Very, very boring game. I expected more from Spurs because of the performance against Chelsea, and the crowd was
Mm,
the fans were actually getting on their back. So I thought they would come out of the blocks roaring. especially from the get-go, but it was the opposite. United were the one who took the game to them. Shout out Ahmad and Mbeumo. These two guys have been very, very consistent. I have not really seen any poor performances from them. Shout out to these two, especially Ahmad. He has been through like all the years. He's not new. I think Cunha, if I may say, was disappointing on that day. He kind of lost the ball quite a bit. Yeah, his retaining of the ball was missing. Cunha, I really link him very much to our Eze, Arsenal's Eze. Like, they're kind of unicorn players. They're mavericks in the game. They are players who will produce moments of brilliance. I have not really seen it from Cunha yet, but I think it will come. So I was impressed by United. But second half, to be honest, guys, till the time when Spurs equalized after Udogi and Tel were brought on, I don't think Spurs did much as well. To be honest with you, it was very, very dull. It was like a back and forth game. Only once the equalizer went in, the whole game shifted. And the last 10-15 minutes was really good lah. Besides that, I thought Delete was fantastic yet again. I think he has to be mentioned, guys, as one of the top 3 or 5 centre backs in the league so far. He has been really shouting. I mean, it's easy to play when you got a backline that is very good. No, it's very difficult to play when the rest of your backline are shaky and you keep changing. 1 week Mazraoui, 1 week Yoro. It's not easy, So shout out Delete. He has been impressive as well.
So you mentioned the mandate to keep Amorim, right? Nitin, the mandate to keep Thomas Frank, should Spurs continue given that?
Oh, definitely, bro. I mean, I'll just read to you guys the injury list that we have currently. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
we
think
have
you guys
we have a full first 11. So Dejan Kulusevski,
damn.
Madison, Archie Gray, Ben Davis, Solanke, Kota Takai, Lucas Bergwall, Kudus, Dragusin, Bisuma. All of these guys are missing currently. That's the first 11. And then you can also add to this, Kolo Muani has fractured his jaw. Maguire nicely gave him one checkmate on the shoulder. Fuller has injured his jaw, so he's out for another 3 to 4 weeks. So
man.
considering this list of injuries that we have, and to be where we are in the table and to have had a decent start to the Champions League as well, as much as I've been harsh on him, it's been a tough start for him in terms of having his fully fit personnel as well.
Are these
So
any of these guys close to coming back after the international?
Kulusevski is back on the grass.
I thought Solanke was close.
Solanke is also apparently supposed to be back after this international break.
Okay.
Bergwall
So
should be
that's not
back.
so bad. Okay.
Kudus didn't get called up for Ghana, so Kudus should be back
He
for
should have
Arsenal
more
as
rest.
well.
Tell also can be back, right? I think if his jaw is cracked, just borrow the
your crest.
The Bane mask.
So we
let's call it the Bane mask. It's not the Crest mask.
The Dark Knight Rises at the back.
This week I just feel very jokey, guys. So sorry.
We will go exactly there on the mask and whatever. The next game for Arsenal, for Spurs is Arsenal.
Yes.
Spurs will be away.
Oh
at
my
the
days.
Emirates.
Oh my god.
North
So
London
that's-
derby.
Can't wait to see you guys back in like 2 weeks for this episode roundup. So your prediction, boys, as usual.
Wow. Oh,
Okay,
I'm
guys, this is
going for
a tough one.
1-1 draw.
for me, 1-0 Arsenal, I think. 1-0 Arsenal.
Same for me. I was just gonna say that 1-0 Arsenal for me. Sorry, Nate.
Okay, now-
sorry, Spurs. Sorry, Nate.
Hey, no
1-0
worries.
Arsenal.
No
Now
worries,
the
bro.
prediction from the two guys that are involved in the game.
Oh, this is the important one. This is the important one.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Mate, I'll let you go first since you're top of the table.
Okay. I'm going to go... tough one, man. I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0 Arsenal.
And
there you
Nitin,
go.
your
I'm
prediction.
gonna go with a 2-2, man. I think we're gonna
Cheeky.
we're gonna continue their lack of clean sheets thing. And hopefully we
My
can take them
God.
back a bit on the top. Yeah, I think I think we can go. I think we can get a draw there. Yeah, we just
Come
gotta
on, you
be alert on
Spurs.
set pieces. Yeah, I think we can get a result.
Nice. There you heard it.
For Man U though, for Man U though, next game is Everton United play Everton at Old Trafford, is it? Or
Yeah,
is it
At
away?
home. We are at home. We are at home.
Oh, so United's home. I expect. I think Man U will win this like 1-0 or 2-0. I think like
Um,
yeah.
I expect United to win this. To be honest, but it's a tricky one because Everton low sock boys, they're pretty dangerous. But I'm gonna
But
go 3-1 United win.
yeah, I'm going 3-0, man. It's gonna be a comfortable victory, I think. 3-0.
Wow.
Our second clean sheet
Wow.
of the season, I think, is coming.
Okay. All right, Nate.
Okay.
I'm actually going to go with Everton to win 2-1.
That's
I've
right.
been very impressed.
Oh.
I've been very I've been very
Snaky
impressed with
boy.
Everton actually.
Yeah, it's true.
They've been pretty solid this season, and yeah, maybe David Moyes will have a good day at Old Trafford.
I'm
Nate,
going to go
your
3-0.
prediction
3-0 United.
Everton.
to Everton.
3-0 United.
Jack Grealish hat-trick. Oh.
Nice. Nice.
Okay. There you heard it.
Brothers.
We'll see how it goes. And then from that 2-2 prediction by Nitin to the actual 2-2 that happened when Arsenal do not score from a set piece, they do not win, it seems. So this game, Sunderland 2, Arsenal 2 at the Stadium of Light. So I'll let you take away, Mitran, but I felt like in general was a quite an I wouldn't say it's an even game because Arsenal at some point will definitely have control of the game, right? But in the start, Sunderland were all over you guys and then managed to get a goal. But you guys conceded 2 goals in this game. What is your assessment of this Arsenal result? I mean, do you feel like it was uh, a point gained because it seemed to be a difficult ground to go to, or do you feel like you guys dropped 2 points?
I think with the context that Liverpool played City over the weekend, right, it has to be 2 points drop because we had a very, very good chance to pull away, irrespective of the result. So yeah, 2 points drop. But usually after Arsenal games, I look at the XG to see how we have performed, whether we deserve the 3 points or not. So I had a look and we had a very good XG of the day, 2.24, which corresponded to the 2 goals we scored. Most of the time it kind of matches, and then Sunderland's was 0.44 or 0.42 around that range, and they scored 2. So I'm of course I was vexed. Last minute concede, drop 2 points is kind of a sting, right? But when I look back at it the day after, I thought it's okay. It's you're going to get this kind of results. It's a long season, 38 game season. I think the word to use here is uncharacteristic, because where we conceded the 2 goals was by losing duels. Declan Rice lost the duel to Balat, and then Balat scored. Gabriel lost the duel to Brian Bobby, and then Bobby also scored. So it was very uncharacteristic of Arsenal, to be honest. Usually, most of the time, defensively, we are very secure. I felt it was a tale of two halves. First half, we were not really at it. I really do understand, because it's very tough, guys. Burnley away, Slavia Prague away, and then Sunderland away, all within 7 days. These guys are humans, and they have been performing at a very, very high level and winning every single game, keeping clean sheet after clean sheet. So I knew along the road there's going to be a slip up here or there, and the first half kind of showed it. They looked tired, they looked jaded. Second half, Arteta kind of, I don't know what he said in the dressing room, but they came out, they really imposed themselves. I Once the second half started, I thought it's going to be a matter of time before we scored. So when Trossard scored that second goal and we took the lead, I thought, okay, it's kind of done. But I think where Arteta might have made, retrospectively speaking, is very easy, right? But where he might have made the mistake is that bringing in the fifth defender, Mosquera, he brought in Mosquera and took off Eze.
Mosquera, right?
Yeah, he brought in Mosquera and took off Eze, and that, you see, psychologically, right, when you bring in a fifth defender, a lot of us do it, right? When we're trying to protect a lead for the last 10 minutes, we bring in an extra defender. Psychologically, what it does is that, number one, it pushes your line back. Okay, so you're very, very deep already. Secondly, it psychologically tells your opponent, hey, look, you come and attack us. We want to defend. It's going to be attack versus defense. Now there's pros and cons because if you see it out, it's a master stroke. But if you don't see it out, then that's where there are going to be questions. And rightfully, I think there are questions because a lot of Arsenal fans were talking, why didn't you bring in a Ethan Waneri? Why didn't you bring in a Max Doman to relieve a bit of pressure, give a bit of pressure outlet release, easier said than done. Because why? I'm not critical of Arteta on this at all. Why? Because he has done it so many times along the season and it worked every single time. So out of 10 times, it didn't work once, and I'm fine with it, lah. But I'm quite kind of disappointed with letting 2 goals, to be honest, because it's kind of a mentality thing when you keep so many clean sheets back to back to back and then suddenly you concede 2 goals. There's going to be a bit of a mentality issue, but I think the boys will be fine. It's a bit of a sting, and I think they should be fine. And shout out Sunderland, man! Like newly promoted team, Stadium of Light was roaring, and shout out, they did really well. I mean, personally, I hope Granit Xhaka lost, but I was happy for him because I saw a new player, someone was leading his team, someone was very happy, and I'm really very happy for him with respect to that, lah. So yeah, and another thing is that typically we just don't do well in the northwest and the northeast. I don't know why. Every time we go to Anfield, we lose, we can't win. Old Trafford, we suffer. Newcastle and Sunderland, we also tend to not do well. So yeah lah. But anyhow, it's 2 points dropped.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta. Can I take over?
Yeah, go ahead.
I gotta give a massive shout out to Sunderland. I think Arsenal. To be honest, it was great football all around in that game. Arsenal did well, Sunderland did well, but coming up, getting promoted, newly promoted team. Saka led the team superbly. Their defense was super sturdy. Sunderland's attack, even though their XG was not that high, but man, they are so exciting to watch, and I can't believe like I'm so I'm excited to watch a Sunderland game. So I got to give a shout out to Sunderland, man. I think they balled out. I think Ballard had an amazing game. And the goals in that game were quite nice to watch. Trossard had a good goal as well. Brobbey had a good goal, but I wanted to actually touch on this game, something else on this game.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from all the great performances by everyone, basically, how horrible was Craig Pawson, man, guys? I felt Craig Pawson, the referee for the game, was super horrible. Again, this inconsistency in refereeing, I think, is tremendously horrid. It's really bad. I think it has to stop. Um, we were watching. I was watching the game, and a similar incident happened, like in the same moment,
Mm-hmm.
and one gets penalized and the other doesn't. I just it's just horrible. I think Craig Pawson is so bad. As a ref, he also he has no balls as well. He didn't
Yeah.
dare to challenge. Make decisions, even VAR stop him or whatever and stuff. So I felt Craig Pawson is so bad. I think he's on my radar as now one of the worst referees in my
That's how
books.
bad
So
this Premier League is at the moment.
yeah,
We
and
know referees by their name. Heikel can have them on the radar.
yeah, so
That's how
so it
terrible
tarnishes
that
the
is.
game, right? It was such an exciting game, and it actually tarnishes the game a bit for me, because yeah, it was just horrible. So but shout outs to Arsenal, and a massive shout out to Sunderland for actually breaking Arsenal and scoring that goal. But I mean, Arsenal is Arsenal. They fought as well, and they got their deserved goal. I gotta actually give a shout out to Trossard, because I'm actually shocked, because like Trossard hasn't been exactly the first choice in the Arsenal team as of recent. But I mean, last few games he has been starting, right, mid, right?
Yeah. He has been.
Yeah, and he has been good. So I gotta give a shout out to Trossard. I never really did like see him as like a or someone who could help the team, but he's actually doing massive to help the team. So shout out to
But
Trossard.
I think it's been a bit because you guys like to use the word underwhelming a bit, right? A fair bit. I think it is Trossard is nowhere near the player that he was the same player that scored a hat trick against Liverpool when he was at Brighton.
Yep.
And then I expected him to be like much better than this. I feel like nobody has really locked down the left wing position.
Exactly.
If Arsenal can buy a left wing, right, they will do it, and Trossard will not start. So I
Yeah.
think it's just a matter of
Actually, mate,
who plays.
I want to ask you something. So, like, like the last minute goal you guys considered, right? And then, like, you see Gabriel's face, right? Like, I don't know. I think the way I see it, right, it kind of opened up some scar tissue in him, sir. That game. Like, he's like, oh shit. Although you guys are on top, right? 4 points, right? I want to ask you this question. Are you not scared of City? Like, I don't know. This
Okay,
vibe I got is like, shit, like, they're like, oh fuck. Shit, here we go again,
okay,
like the GTA.
Here we go again.
okay. Just to put it into context, right? Last season, same time, end of October, after we lost to Newcastle last season, I considered the title. People were asking me why you throwing the towel so early because I knew my team will not be able to do it defensively. We were not sound. This season, I personally believe that we will do it because I believe Sunderland, the 2 goals conceded was a one-off. Defensively, we are very secure. 0.44 XG, bro. So that means most of the time we are not going to concede. Most of the time you're not going to concede. You do not actually like allow chances to happen. It was a mix-up because, Gabriel made a mistake. Raya, I don't know why he decided to come out. He was in no man's land. He didn't have to come out. It would have been an easy catch for him if he stayed there. So, but anyway, the defenders and the keepers, I think they have enough credit in the bank to have a one-off and everything. With respect to your question whether I'm worried about City, bro, is City. They have scarred me for years and years. Of course I'm worried. Of course I have PTSD. But I think we are best equipped this season to do it. So if you're going to be in a race, you cannot show fear. You cannot show that you are scared, because if you show fear and City smell blood, they will eat you up alive. And I have seen it firsthand, because they will go toe to toe with you all the way. Okay, I think Mehdi can also say the same, where they will just follow you all the way and then they'll pip you to it by a point. So there's nothing to be scared about. Not in October, definitely not in October. So I think for us, just press the reset button, the mini reset button, because of the drop points. Go again, go on a good run. Because if your defense is stable, right, fundamentally you have set a very good base already. A very, very good base. No matter how much people go on about set piece, how to get set piece? You need to be in an attacking front to be able to get a free kick and a corner. And set piece, if set piece is so easy, if corners are so easy, why not everybody just do it? You know what I mean? For a corner or free kick to go, corner especially,
Exactly.
how much of work you need to do. The delivery has to be on the ball. The movement of your players, you cannot be stagnant. And you see how Arsenal players move before the corner is taken and while the corner is taken to generate a open header or generate a chance. So for me, the set piece thing, right, I take it as a compliment actually. I feel happy. Like, to be honest, I feel happy because it means my team is coached so well. And another thing, right, to add on, I wanted to say is the job of a manager is to bring you to the final third. The final third. Okay, from the keeper to the final third. That's the job of a manager, which Mikel Arteta has done perfectly, in my opinion. Beyond that is on your player to produce the moment of magic or the finishing or whatsoever, which is the reason why we bought Eze, right? We got Eze in. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. He has been underwhelming to me. He has been very underwhelming because he was from the Premier League. But to be honest, why I'm saying this is because I feel we are very well coached. And usually when you're very well coached, you'll be able to see it through. But on top of that, there's of course the whole mentality thing, the whole thing that you have cracked under pressure for year after year. And these boys, they are humans, at the end of the day. So I really hope and pray that they see it through. But City will be there and we will embrace it and we will take it in our stride.
The job of the
second
manager
there.
is to bring them to the final third. Is that what you said?
Yes,
Yeah.
the job of
That's
the manager
okay,
is to
because
bring you to the final third.
Because I kept because you were cutting up a bit. So to the listeners, if you guys miss out some things, that's what Mitran said. The job of the manager is to bring them to the final third, and of course, the job of the manager is also to bring them beyond second. Let's see whether it happens this year or not. So, but Arsenal had a
We will
brilliant
be
chance
there.
to win the game right at the death, if not for some solid defending by Ballard. Right, I think Ballard was the one that blocked that
Dan
last
Ballard.
minute
Guys,
last minute.
anyway, fun fact.
So we
From
know
Arsenal's
Arsenal.
academy, so
Yeah, Dan Ballard was from our
Dan
academy. We
Ballard,
actually
Arsenal player,
released
right?
him. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's an Arsenal product. So
for a
of
few
course we
seconds there, when Mith was talking, I thought I was hearing Tony Pulis.
No, but
bro, a lot of
it's
work
so
is being done on the set piece, and it's evident.
It's true, bro. I agree. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
because we do not see.
I grew up watching an Arsenal team play, and I was jealous of how they played. Even though results sometimes didn't go their way, they always stick to the Arsenal way. And this is
The
at
difference.
least from what I'm used to. This is so different from the Arsenal way. And if it does bring a title at the end of the day, then Arteta's right in his ways. But if it doesn't, then he may have changed the soul of the club for no reason.
Yeah, correct.
Mm.
But
Interesting. Nice.
of course we know a lot of work has been put in, because there is no other set piece coach in world football that gets the camera pen to
Oh my god, that is
like
so true.
every game.
Nick
You see
Jover.
so much so that we know him by his name, and then
Also, every time Arsenal has a set piece, right? He goes in front. He's like as if he's the manager. He takes over Arteta. Arteta's like behind him.
but he's
It's
working.
Yeah.
crazy. It's working. No
He's
doubt.
working.
It's no doubt.
So we know where Arsenal ceiling is. Of course, we
Damn.
predict them to be in amongst the title race, right? So what I want to ask you guys is, Sunderland are currently fifth. For us to close this game, Sunderland are currently fifth. Do you all think at the end of the season they will be in amongst the European places? I'm not saying Champions League. Can be Europa, can be Conference. Do you guys think they can sustain it to the end of the season?
No, I don't think so, man. I don't think they're gonna last the whole way, lah.
Is there
Especially
anybody in this room
I'm gonna be cheeky. I believe that they can actually try
conference?
if they at least conference if they play the way that they are playing. But of course, in saying that, their depth is not. I mean, they do have some good players on their bench and in their squad depth, but
But I don't
it's
think depth is an issue to
yeah,
them
but it's
because
because
there's nothing that they are playing for apart from like.
but why I believe in that is because some of the players that I really like for example, I give just an example, Robin Roos, right? How much I rave about him. Just like how Senna Lemons is actually keeping United in the game, this guy is
Yeah.
is technically not only keeping them in the game, but technically stopping everything from going in. All the goals that goes in against him is something that he can't do about. But almost every other thing he's actually controlling, and he's only a 22-year-old kid, right? So um so some of the players that they have as well, some of the attackers, some of like their defenders, I think if they keep doing what they're doing, if they keep showing up every week, I think they have a
Oh,
shout to be
true.
there to try and fight there. So
Robin Roos is a 22-year-old kid, but Florian Wirtz is a 22-year-old man that's supposed to do magic. Man,
yeah,
put
but
in
this
the
guy is
bag,
keeping.
man. The
This
next
guy
game,
is saving stuff.
we already covered Arsenal's game, so
Yeah,
Sunderland is away to Fulham next game. So I predict that Sunderland will win this. Fulham is a mixed bag, and most of the times they win.
easy 2-0 Sunderland win for me.
I'm going 1-0 Sunderland. Anybody else?
Boys,
I'm gonna go 1-1. I think it'll be a draw. I think Fulham at home. Fulham at home is tough, man. I think Sunderland, if you give their fans the option, a top 10 finish, they'd bite your hands off right now.
Yeah, correct.
I don't think they're aiming for
I
a
think
top 6 or
it's
anything.
quite
no,
a
definitely, yeah, they're not, yeah.
They are fifth at the moment, but we just mentioned earlier, right? It's like the point tally is like 2 points. You might be somewhere else. Ishmam, your prediction? Do you think Sunderland can win the next game?
I think it's gonna be a 2-1 Sunderland, where Sunderland concede first, then after that they score two.
And Mitran, your prediction? Can Sunderland
I'm
keep up
going
this good form?
1-0 Sunderland.
1-0 Sunderland.
Wow.
All right, so there's a lot of Sunderland predictions going their way.
Just like United, we are now down to 3. We lost 2 players.
Standard
Mary.
lah. Arsenal guy. So after not getting 3 points, didn't want to complete the episode because he's
Oh my god.
traumatized. So they conceding last minute everywhere. but that about sums up the big
Big.
games of the week that we wanted to cover. But we'll just touch on a few more results that happened this week. One of the impressive result of the week was Aston Villa beating Bournemouth 4-0. I think nobody
Crazy.
saw this one coming, right? I think this was
Bournemouth got
also
wrecked.
even like I think this was the biggest surprise given although Liverpool lost 3-0, right? That game could like it was you can say either one could have won that game, but this for Bournemouth to lose 4-0 was the most surprising one, especially given that Aston Villa have scored 9 goals only in
Mm.
10 games prior to this, and
Yeah.
then they backed 4 against against a strong Bournemouth team.
Yeah.
But Emi Martinez had a good game. He saved a penalty from Semenyo, which could have turned the game in Bournemouth's favour. If it was 2-1, Bournemouth could have like mounted something. But in the end, Villa just ran away with it. So Aston Villa are currently in 6th position. His mum will be very upset to know because he's been giving it to the Villa supporters, and then now Villa are above United and also above Liverpool.
Yeah.
So for Bournemouth though, do you guys feel like this is going to be a issue or it's just a small slip up?
I think it's their based off their style of play. It was set up perfectly for Villa. They got their first goal within 30 minutes, and then they could kind of soak the Bournemouth pressure and hit them on the counter. So I think the game was set up perfectly for Villa. Full credit to Emery and the team, though. Coming off
Yeah.
a Champions
Emery
League,
was pumped up,
Europe,
yeah.
European game in midweek, and then to kick on and then play a fully fresh Bournemouth team who are super fit, one of the fittest teams in the league. Yeah, great result for Villa. But I think the game was set up for them perfectly with that early goal.
What a
Yeah.
free kick though. The first goal was a
Yeah,
Buendia free kick, right?
exactly. I gotta say, right? I think Villa's first three goals were amazing,
Mm-hmm.
right? That free kick by Buendia, and then the bottom bins by Onana. Oh my
Oh
god,
no, yeah.
the better Onana. And then also it was a brilliant header by Barkley as well.
Barkley, yeah.
It was
Yeah.
if I mean it's not that easy to just flick on the head. So I think Villa did. I mean Emery did the right thing. I don't think it's an issue for Bournemouth, but I think this was just one of those games where I think Villa really did super well, way better than Bournemouth, and got
I
it
think
over
one of
them.
the
So
one
yeah,
of the issues for Bournemouth this game was Adam Smith, right? Adam Smith's injury. I think he was out by 10-15 minutes at max.
Mm.
And that guy is an integral part to their midfield. But yeah, I believe like these results can happen to Bournemouth, but they'll be fine. I believe they'll lock up the result next week. Chelsea beat Wolves 3-0
the
at
slump continues,
Stamford
boys.
Bridge. To Alejandro Garnacho assist. I think this got to be his best performance in like a Chelsea shirt, and also a good game by Enzo Fernandez. But
Oh yeah,
it was something that we predicted, right? Like Chelsea were to beat Wolves comfortably. Wolves, do you guys see them relegating at the end of the season?
game over for
Yeah.
me.
They have
Game
two
over.
points. They have 2 points in 11 games.
it's
Like
it's
when
gonna
they
it's gonna be so tough. It's gonna be so
right,
tough. Like
especially with
watching
the
the players, like watching from the start of the game, the players coming on the pitch and everything. You could see, how heavy it is on them, and I think a major reset has to happen, and
have they gotten a new manager? Not
Yeah,
yet,
they
right?
got Rob Edwards, the
Yeah.
former Luton manager. He's currently in charge of Middlesbrough. He's
Oh, okay.
agreed to take over. I think he's got 100 appearances for Wolves, so they're getting a manager who's
Someone
also familiar
who's
with the club, so
yeah.
he could help them. But I think
Turn. Yeah.
I think 2 points currently from the amount of games that they've played is a horrendous start. I do see them getting relegated unless Rob Edwards can perform a miracle. Other than that, I think they're going down.
That's 2 from 33 available
Yeah.
points. It's ridiculous
It's mad.
for
It's mad.
and what is not in favor for them is like the ones that just promoted. Usually they're looking at the newly promoted sides to go back down immediately, right?
Yeah.
The newly promoted sides are getting
Doing
some
well.
results here and there. So
Yeah.
I believe like Wolves will be out
I
of it.
got a before we move on to the next match, I just got a
Yeah.
shout out for Estevao. It's very unfortunate that he's not starting right
Yeah.
now for Chelsea. I think earlier in the season I said, this kid is freaking exciting and
Yeah.
crazy player. So I hope somehow with Chelsea's depth and Chelsea's squad, I hope he gets a run of games that he starts. Just like my boy
I think
Kevin
there
from
there there
Fulham.
has
So
there has to be a reason why like Maresca. We all can see like Esteva when he plays. We know that he should start, right? But
yeah, yeah,
there might be a reason for it.
yeah.
Lavia got
So
injured
yeah.
again,
Oof.
so and that guy that guy is so good but so injury prone. But it's good for Chelsea. The thing with Chelsea is the lack of consistency. One week they might be good, then the next week they might drop points somewhere. That is the problem. But looking good for Chelsea, but not looking good for Wolves. And the last game that was quite notable was Brentford winning Newcastle. Yes.
Get in, man. Get
Three
in.
one, 3-1.
Buzz off Newcastle.
But again, guys, this long
Mhm.
throw, what a potent weapon that
Yeah,
Brentford has. If Liverpool is, sorry, if
Coyote,
Arsenal has corners, right, and set pieces, right,
Brentford have.
Brentford has this throw in and it's freaking scary, man.
Do you guys
It's
feel like the game is going
unstoppable.
backwards in a way? Like people are now making use of throw-ins and then corners. These are the main long balls. This seems like this is where the game is going
Used
at the
to,
moment,
yeah,
I
right?
can I can kind of accept it, especially if it's coming
Like a
from the
Brentford,
teams in
fine,
the
right?
in the in the in the bottom half. Of course they need to capitalize
What they
on
have,
anything they can create. So I mean I get it from those teams' perspective, but for the Spurs and the Arsenals to
especially
be doing
Arsenal
it
lah,
right, well, Spurs
Mitran.
also lah. To be fair, yeah, I
United
mean
now also lah.
like we
Sad thing.
are getting to a point where we had that whole phase where everyone was doing the inverted fullback and trying to copy
Yeah,
Guardiola, and then now it's come to a point where everyone's seeing the success with set pieces, and then we're going there. I feel,
this is
yeah, I
where
think football is heading the wrong direction currently.
I respect managers like Pep, because you know the Liverpool City game, right? I think they had a throw in a position where you see if it's a Bournemouth, it's a Arsenal, it's a Crystal Palace, right? They're gonna launch it straight into the
Yeah,
box, right? City got the ball, turned to the left and quickly just threw in and continued to play.
yeah.
That's why that makes it. But unfortunately, I think a lot of teams will be
But can
starting
you
this long
can
throw.
can you guys imagine? Can you guys just imagine this? Michael Coyote, 100 million player just because of his throw in.
Bro,
Nothing
if
to do with.
that ever happen, I'm gonna
Oh
retire from
my
watching
god.
football.
Oh my god. He oh damn. He could have been the
Like,
best quarterback in the world. He could go up against Patrick Mahomes. But anyway,
no lah.
let's,
But to
Yeah,
be fair, aside from the throw-ins, Coyote is actually a pretty
he's a
good
good
player, man.
defender,
he's
I've
a
right?
been
good
yeah,
player.
I've been
He's a
I've
good
been
player.
I've been impressed by him. He's
Yeah,
got
he's a good
lungs.
player.
I saw him making a crazy run from the right all the way to the left in like the
He's a good player.
89 minute of the game. So
Like I feel like yeah, I agree to what you say, because even I do not ever want Liverpool to play like those long throws. But if we were linked or we can sign Coyote, right, I'll take him because
Yeah.
he's running non-stop.
yeah,
And he's a good defender, which is
And still
what
have the
we
strength to launch it in at the 89th minute. Those
yeah.
long throws. That's crazy. He's
Newcastle
a
led
tank.
Newcastle led in this game
Oh yeah, they
with
scored first, yeah.
Harvey Barnes goal, and then Schade scored followed by 2 by Thiago,
Igor
whom
Thiago.
our FPL tilt index predicted not the right Thiago, but this is the right
So this
Thiago
is
to
the
have had
right Thiago.
this week. So good on Brentford. Like early part of the season, I was worried for Brentford because I think they are not really out of the danger area yet, but they look like they can comfortably
Very
stay up,
promising. Yeah,
especially when they lost
very
their
promising.
manager, the captain, Bemo Wissa, right? I was quite
Yeah.
worried for them, but it's looking good. Much like what Granit Xhaka is doing for Sunderland, I think Jordan Henderson brings about some maturity and stability to that midfield, especially after they lost Norgard to Arsenal, whom I still don't understand why Arsenal even bought him
Bought
in the
him.
first place.
Yeah.
They're not even like using him to begin with, right?
Yeah.
So that's weird. So that about sums up
I think we
all the
have two more
big
games, I think.
games.
The big
What?
games, yeah. We just two
Yeah,
games, just quick one. West
yeah.
Ham beating Burnley 3-2. Another win for Nuno. I think that was great.
Yes,
That
sir.
was great. I think Suchek again. That's what the fans were chanting. So West Ham did a great job, I think. Another one is I just got one question for you guys.
Mm.
Everton won 2-0 against
Mm.
Fulham. But can I just ask you guys, how is Bessie keeping his pants on throughout the whole game when he has
See,
his pants halfway through his ass? Like, can someone just
mm,
say, what is this trend like kicking off, guys? Like,
that is why we are.
I
I
hope
do
not.
not mind. Yes, but I do not mind, right? If it's like a winger, although it looks like quite a dumb thing to do, or looks like quite funny. I do not mind if it's a winger. When it's a centre back, and then you are not like those. Okay, just say we see maybe like a say like a Rio Ferdinand time, right?
mm,
If Ferdinand wears it and he's like a smaller build guy, he might look alright, even though that will be utter woke nonsense by Sean Dyche. But imagine Bessie is that big. He's a centre back and he's wearing like that. I don't know. Is it even comfortable though?
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. The coach won't talk to him about it. Like, I mean, like, as it is your Premier League footballer, you're in the limelight and everything. Then
Right.
for a bit of the focus to be on your shots and how low
Yeah.
you wear them and
Right.
all that. I think
Especially how
I don't know.
leaky Fulham are.
I wouldn't be
Exactly.
too I
Exactly.
wouldn't be too happy if my team were conceding goals and my centre back
Your
had his
centre back.
pants
Yeah,
low.
right.
I'm like, what the
Is he
hell are
like
you doing?
is he like pinning his pants to his under, like his tights or something? I don't know. Like, guys, okay, anyway, that has nothing to do with football. It probably is, but I'm sorry, I just had to
If
ask because that
if
is
he
yeah.
goes to Forest, Sean Dyche will correct this problem.
Sort him out,
Exactly.
bro.
Tuck in, he will tuck in and tie all, bro.
Yeah.
Confirm. Okay,
Shots
that's
that
about it.
high.
I think that's about all the games, boys. Oh wait,
Yeah.
one more, right? Palace Brighton 0-0. Nothing much. It was very boring.
That was a
Uh,
boring game.
it was it was
What's
good. It was a great performance by both keepers though. Van Bruggen and Jordan Henderson. I think both had sorry
Dean Anderson?
Dean Henderson, sorry, had a very good game. So just that, I think, for that game. But um yeah, that's
Yeah,
about
so
it.
that about sums up everything for. So as usual, at the end of the game week, we come up with our picks for the week. So guys, your goal of the week for this week?
Ooh.
My goal of the week
Mm,
goes to Trossard, man. That's a fantastic finish.
mm-hmm.
I was actually a bit disappointed when he went to Arsenal because Spurs were linked to him as well. And he
Mm,
hasn't quite hit the heights at Arsenal, but
yeah,
he's proved to be a useful squad player. And
Yeah.
when your squad player winger can come in and make an impact like he did
yeah.
against Sunderland, I think that's always a good thing. So great goal from Trossard.
My goal of the week is Buendia's free kick. That to
Amazing
me
goal.
the dip on it and all that. Michael, yours?
I'm gonna give my goal of the week to Doku. It's not
Oh
something
Mm-hmm.
he
yeah,
does. Not something he does
A lot.
regular enough.
Yeah. A
But
brilliant shot though.
that was a brilliant goal by him. I'm just gonna let you guys know because Ish and Mid is not here. Goal of the week for both of them is Doku as well. So
Mm-hmm.
nice.
there you go. That is their picks. Yeah. Next one,
Yeah,
Mat.
since their picks are quite predictable. That's why we don't need them in the second half of this episode. Anyway, your player of the week. I believe a lot of these are going to be Doku. So who's your players of the week?
Not for me though. Ish has Doku.
Mm-hmm.
Ish has Doku as his player of the week. What about you, Nit? Player
My
of the week.
player of the week is actually Nico Gonzalez. I thought he
Yeah.
Oh,
really stepped up this
damn.
week.
Nice.
He was so good in midfield, bro. It actually felt like Rodri was playing.
Right.
Yeah, so calm, so composed. He really held everything together for City. They got a great result against Liverpool. So yeah, give Nico Gonzalez some props. He's my player of the week.
Nice. Mike, what about you?
Mitran's player of the week is Dan Ballard. I think he still think that's an Arsenal player or something like that. My player of the week is Granit Xhaka. I have been giving it to him for I think like 2 weeks in a row because it's just amazing. I totally wrote him off, and then now I see when they mentioned that like Zaka. I don't know whether it was like a joke thing or something. They say Zaka might be the most important player to ever wear a Sunderland shirt. And I'm seeing what he brings to the squad, right? It's
Yeah,
amazing, especially
pretty
against a
amazing.
team like Arsenal, right? There's like emotions involved, it's your ex team and all that, but he still maintained the level headedness and did his job. And so to me that's impressive. Michael, your player of the week.
So Ish has Doku. Ish
Yeah.
has Doku as his player of the week.
Mitran is Ballard.
Mitra is Balat. I actually had a very tough week. I was juggling between three players. But I'm gonna give it to Balat.
Mm-hmm.
Just because as a defender scoring that goal, he did. The
Mm-hmm.
control and the way he put it, he put it through the net. I
Not
think, and
just
and then
that, right?
the
The
defending the whole
last, yeah,
the whole game. I think I gotta
especially
give
the
it
last
to him.
minute block where Arsenal could
Yeah,
have won the
yeah,
game, right?
yeah, exactly.
So
So Balat for me.
your team of the week.
Oh,
My team of the week this week is Aston Villa. Not many teams can beat Bournemouth 4-0.
4-0.
Even like for example Liverpool struggled against Bournemouth. I don't think a lot of teams will find it easy. Although yeah, they had chances, but Villa were fairly comfortable. Especially
Super comfortable
you
actually.
take into context that they played midweek and Bournemouth were free, and then they were still able to bring the intensity, right? So your team of the week, boys.
Whew. I actually gotta give it to Brentford
Mm-hmm.
for yeah, just wrecking Newcastle So it's gotta be. It was a close Sunderland for me, but I think I gotta give it to Brentford.
Yeah, I'll
Nathan.
go. I'll go Sunderland this week. I thought, yeah, it was a real hearty performance from them.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Especially considering Arsenal, and we've heard all about the clean sheets and everything for them
To score
to
two
break
goals,
that
right?
and to not give up, to still keep going in the 94th minute, get the equalizer, and then again at the end to save that from the jaws of defeat with a great block from Ballard. So yeah, I'll go Sunderland this week. I think they deserve it.
Nice.
And
Nice.
finally, our Ballon d'Or. Every week we give this award to the worst performer of the week, of the game week, be it a player, a team, goalkeepers, referees, fans, whatever. So mine for this week uh has to be the referee at the Liverpool game. Although
That's
like I said, it might not have changed much, but you it is a joke. Even the penalty, I felt like it's a
yeah.
soft one. But to top it off, then they disallowed the goal, which could have ruled changed any.
That's the same. That's the same Ballon d'Or that Ish has as well, right? The ref versus
Mhm.
the Liverpool game. What about you? What about you, Need?
I'll give it to the Spurs and Man United game in
As a
general.
whole,
That's the
as a
Ballon
Yeah,
d'Or for me
man.
this
Yeah,
week.
man.
Considering we're talking about the big six, and two of the big six are coming together, and then for both teams to
underwhelming.
just totally not play in either half. And the game in general, bro, honestly, you're talking about the last 10-15 minutes of the game where things got exciting. Other than that, it was a ball and a snooze fest. So that's
Yeah.
my Ballon d'Or this week, Spurs versus Man U.
Mhm.
Nice. I think mid I don't know whether he said it right, Matt, but he said is it Richarlison? Is that what I'm thinking?
Oh yeah,
is that
Richie,
is that Richie?
Richie.
Is Richie Richarlison?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has to
Probably.
be, I think.
I think
Yeah.
we'll clarify with him next week. But he said his Ballon
Richie,
d'Or is
maybe.
Richie.
Okay, no, guys, he's not here. Who cares? Mitchell's
But
Mitchell's Ballon d'Or this week. He told us Richie, so I believe he's Richie Kala. That is California, right? Means he's
kalau
talking about. So
California,
oh
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah. I
god.
think that's the one. You're right.
Mitchell's Ballon d'Or this week is
Oh my
California.
god. Okay. My Ballon d'Or this week specifically, I'm targeting you, Craig Pawson. I think you are horrible.
Craig Person, I thought
Um,
has beef with you, man.
yeah, man. I think you were so horrible. I'm so sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Like you were just
Sorry,
do your
sorry.
job proper, bro. You were bad, lah, bro. Like make up your mind and then make better decisions. Yeah, you're
Inconsistency.
looking at the same thing. You're looking at the same files and then giving two
Outcomes,
different like
right?
outcomes. That is ridiculous. I just so everyone knows, I took a refereeing course here as well in Australia. I
Mhm.
wanted to become a ref, so I took the course. So I went through a bit of the refereeing course and everything, and even I that was horrible. Like I'm just like thinking like, dude, your decisions are so bad. So Ballon d'Or this week, Craig Pawson
I wonder
specifically,
if
man.
this can ever be sorted out. We keep talking about it. I was like a fan of VAR because at first because I felt like it could you could derive at the correct decision, especially when it's offside. It's offside, right? You'd hate to see your team concede goal
Yep,
that should not have been. But then now looking at how it's being used,
yep.
how it is not being used correctly. I'm starting to get sick and tired of it. That I feel like, man, maybe it'd be better off without like the VAR and all.
Can I just share something with you guys?
Yeah.
And I think this is worth mentioning, especially for this week. During the Palace and Brighton game, even though it was a boring 0-0 draw,
Mm-hmm.
but the referee had a very good game. The referee and VAR had a very good game where, where Rutter had a penalty decision, but it was overturned because they found after reviewing VAR it was a
Mm-hmm.
simulation by Rutter and everything. So I don't get it. The same thing happened in the Sunderland and Arsenal game, but yet Craig Pawson still made horrible decisions. So I think it's really great. It's a great thing to have. Goal line technology. Now
Mm-hmm.
I heard they want to do like um a byline technology. If the ball goes
Yeah.
out for a corner, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great, but you gotta use it properly and you
They
gotta
should have
make the
introduced
right
that byline
decision.
technology 1 week ago so that
Mm.
United didn't
United.
score lah.
But yeah, Nate, maybe you want to touch on this a bit. What do you think? Like this,
I
yeah.
think
What
I think
Mehdi
in
said.
general the refereeing standards in the Premier League they've got to do better lah. This weekend was a good showcase again on how things can be very um it's based a lot of it is based on opinions, right? Like I mean, from what like for example that Van Dijk equalizer, a lot of people will say that he didn't interfere with play. A lot of people will
Mm,
also feel like he interfered with play.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what's the exact rules here? Because the
Yeah.
PGMOL has come out and said that they saw it as an infringement.
infringement.
But
Infringement.
like Ish said earlier, if you look at the rules, um, it's all
Nothing. Yeah.
yeah, it's very it's not definable.
Yeah.
So how
They
do
said
we get there? How do
they
we
said
improve?
blocking the line of sight and whatnot. But if you look at it,
He wasn't
even
really what right.
Robertson wasn't there. Donnarumma
He's,
dived. I don't think he would have got it anyway. So
I
Yeah.
was excited for VAR when it was introduced, because
right.
you don't want any like offside goals and all that, but it's also taken away so much joy. Like how many times have goals gone in where you're like, do I
Do I
celebrate? Do I not
celebrate?
celebrate?
Yeah.
It's like
Oh my god. Yeah.
it's I don't know. We need to find a sweet spot, and the only way to do that is to continue with it and to keep getting the new generation of refs used to it. And
I
I
wonder
think we we,
how
we gotta
bad
stick to the path.
the officiating in La Liga is because the Real Madrid owner and all that keeps talking about we need to bring some English referees. So how more ridiculous is the standards in La Liga? But there is no when you watch Champions League games, right? You do not get this kind of problem like the
Yeah.
VAR. I mean, Heikel, you have not been involved in the Champions League for a while now, but
Yeah, bro. What is
but
there?
but
What
you
what
you
was
do
that?
you do watch it,
It's
right? Like we do not see so many like controversial moments when and what the Champions League has and what 20 games, 30 games kind of thing, right? You don't come across these sort of things, but EPL week in week out, somewhere someone is fucking up, and it's quite annoying. And
yeah,
especially
exactly.
if your team, even if it's not your team, if you're watching a neutral game, you don't want it to get like messed up by the
I
VAR,
think I
right?
think I think it's annoying regardless whether you are supporting that team or not. Like
Yeah,
we watch all the
all
games.
games,
I watch
right?
all the games, and there are teams where I don't support, and it's super annoying when like you know it's something that needs to be decided on, and yet you flake on it and you can't make the decision. I think what Nate said is correct. They got to get back on track. And also train your refs, man. Like refs need
Yeah.
training and
But they
ref
have like
needs
this group of referees that is like a
the mate.
gang. They
Yeah,
they
yeah, I
they
know
they're gonna
exactly.
support each other. So
Yep,
as of now, what I read is Liverpool have written into PGMOL, but I
ooh,
feel like this thing is not going to bring about
it's gonna
anything.
be shut down
Right?
probably.
They're gonna apologize at most. Like a few
Yeah,
years ago, like Luis Diaz scored, and then PGMOL apologized that it should have
maybe
been
maybe
not.
10 years, 5 years down, maybe then they apologize.
But it's not going to do anything. Like
Exactly
like
lah.
like we're not going to get a point. Okay, this time round we lost 3-0. Imagine we lost 1-0, and then you apologize. So what? And
Yeah,
then now you tell me it's the
uh,
right decision. So what?
yeah,
Like, can
exactly.
you give me a point because it's
Yeah,
now a goal? Right. Keep your apologies and do better, man.
yeah,
So with
exactly.
that is the our picks. And finally, what we're gonna touch on is the FPL. This week's FPL was absolutely horrendous
Horrible.
for everybody. I remember when I went through the
Lama.
when I went through the
Lama.
whole table, right? So we have
Horrible.
29 players in that league. Only one guy broke the 50-point mark.
Horrible.
Yeah. So Samuel Ong, you are
Yeah.
currently in 16th place. Shout out to you. You got 55 points, which is
Nice.
the most anyone has gotten this week. So Nitin, you continue to be top, but this week you had a 35 pointer week.
Lama.
Yeah.
This week
You
really
gave people
teruk.
a chance, bro,
Everybody,
to catch up.
yeah,
Mitran is
fair
second.
enough lah.
Mitran is
For mid
second.
second.
Yeah, bro, don't be surprised. He's
The
where his team is always is
yeah.
also second
Nice. Where they
position.
end up
Mate,
lah.
when
Yeah,
you
and
watch
end of the season.
this,
End of the
hmm,
season, that's where they're gonna end up
you
also
gotta
after.
yeah.
So Mid got 44 points, and Murali is at third still. He had
Nice.
a more better showing, 47. Yeah, everybody. You know what's the best part? I got only 37 points this week, but I climbed up places. I'm now in
Yeah.
the top six after I got a 37 point. Ishmael also
That's
got a
crazy.
37 point
He's at 8 now.
tally. He's currently at 8.
Yep.
Heikel, where are you?
I'm at 18. Oh, I had a
You had a
bad week, man.
30 point.
30
So
point.
so how much? I'm just curious. How much? So a lot of us triple A and not triple captain. We captain Haaland, right? How many
Haaland.
points did Haaland get this week? Although
He
he
4
got
scored
points
very
one.
because he
little.
missed the pen.
Yeah, he missed the pen. He only
Yeah.
got 4 points.
Yeah.
So that explains why everybody is less than 50
Shh.
points. So for the
Yeah.
listeners, we have a league called the Odd League on the Fantasy Premier League. If you want to join us, we will share with you
We
the
are
code.
closing soon. We are closing
Yeah,
soon,
we're
guys.
closing
So
soon. Maybe
join up.
we should just bump it in the first week of December, right? We'll take
Yeah,
note
probably.
who are the players right up to 1st December, and if you are a part of our league at first December, and you happen to be the top of the league at the end of the season, we will get you your team's jersey for
Mm,
next season. So do join us. It's fun. If you guys have a lot of guys play FPL anyway, so we will share with you the code for the league and join us. So
that's right.
if you have been with us up to this point, we thank you a lot. This episode is a bit longer because we had spicy takes
Woohoo!
and
I like this
Arsenal
episode.
Arsenal for the number of years that they've been failing when Liverpool fails or the Liverpool player fails, they feel like it's a lot that they want to talk about. But we kidding. But we have a lot of fun. We are a very close knit group. although we give it to each other, we banter each other's
Oh
team,
man,
right? Right. We do it all the time. It's on our Telegram, it's on WhatsApp,
Banter FC
wherever.
boys, Banter FC. That's what we are. Not set piece FC. We are
But
Banter FC.
we love. I specifically love to give it to Newcastle more than any other teams this season. So if you've not subscribed to us, do subscribe to us.
That's
Please
right, man.
follow us, leave your comments, leave likes and whatsoever. Even if you dislike it, right, you just comment what you don't
Yeah,
like
man.
about it,
Let us
right?
know.
We are open to any sort of criticism, because we really don't give a damn about it anyway. So with that being said, thanks Nitin, thanks Cycle for
Yo,
another
thanks, man.
week.
Thank you,
Bummer
guys.
is next week. It's the international break.
Yep.
So we will catch you guys on match week 12
12. That's
with
right.
some absolute big games. All the best to you, Nitin. I hope
Oh
Spurs
boy,
do. I hope Spurs do it, man.
Yeah.
I doubt it
Spurs,
lah,
Let's
but
go.
we
Spurs
live
gotta
in
do.
hope.
Yep. Come on, you Spurs. So with that being said, my name is Maddie. Come on, you Spurs.
I'm Haikal.
9-18. Thanks, guys.
Yes, we are the odd set.
Peace.
Catch you in the following game week.
Bye.
Ciao.